I tell you
Good
what,
God,
man.
Luca. Good
Man,
God, Luca.
hey, I'm sitting up here. I just got done, you know, I just got done moving a whole bunch of stuff, and I can't. I was funny enough, the mom was my. I was getting some exercise in, and then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh Lord! I said, bruh. I said, one, Kyrie is a very good player, but I've been consistent on my takes on him. I got the trade details written down here. So if y'all do not know, I'm gonna go ahead and fill y'all in. Kyrie Irving heading to the Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 unprotected first round pick, and 2 second-round picks for 15 games of Kyrie Irving. So, uh, I'm gonna be real quick on my stuff, and then I'm gonna let you go, Gerald. Now, I do not think this is a good trade for Dallas for a couple reasons. There's no doubt they got the best players. I'm going to get that out the way, no doubt. But when you look at the circumstances behind Kyrie, right, whether we agree with him or not, with him not showing up, to teams, him being very quick to quit on teams, him being very self oriented, and also just the fact that he also has injury history, right? Um, I this is not a good trade, and I think trading an unprotected future first round pick is not it's bad value for someone who is going to leave in free agency. Along with your best defender in Dorian Finney-Smith, along with your your guard next to Luka Spence, and you're already short on draft capital from the KP trade, and you do this. I mean, I don't think this is a good deal. Will they win more games? Yes, but listen, they're when they get into the playoffs, one, is Kyrie going to be there, and two, is it going to work? You know, is it going to work? But I'm going to let Gerald go, and then Jordan. Like Jordan, y'all get this exercise. Like we all get our exercise
Hey,
in.
buddy, I was shooting hoops. Okay, I was pretending I was Kyrie on the court, and then the mothers traded. Okay, so we'll get into that. I'm gonna let Gerald go first.
Go ahead,
All
Gerald.
right, man. Good afternoon, fellas. So
Good
check this
afternoon.
out, man. Check this out. I believe when Damon said, shout out to Damon. When Damon says go get a disgruntled superstar, this is the epitome of what he means. Now,
He's a
the
superstar.
word disgruntled, you got to take what comes with the disgruntled because he was easy to get for a reason. I think that's kind of like what you kind of alluding to, analyst, the baggage. You got to accept the baggage that come with it. However, these players don't grow on trees now.
So you view him as a
They don't.
superstar?
Kyrie a superstar because of the Golden State thing in 2016. Yeah, he is. Now,
Okay.
LeBron gave him the ultimate assist in him getting that accolade, but he still got it. He still got it. Now, I think a lot of people want to take it away from him because they personally don't like how he moves, because he moves for himself. But just him as a basketball player, bias aside on how you feel like he never commits to any team long term, just judging him, he is a superstar. He is a superstar. So
Hey.
that all right, that aside, the unprotected first. Me personally, I don't really if I'm the owner and I have somebody like Luca, I already know I'm probably getting to the first or the second round of the playoffs with Luca by default. Correct? So my unprotected first is chances are it's not gonna be a lottery pick. So it doesn't hold as much value, especially with it being backdated all the way like 6 years from now.
Where
Like that's
where Kyrie's
go
a
ahead.
Kyrie could be gone. He could not could be. He's gonna be
I
gone
mean,
by then.
Kyrie could be gone, but even if he does leave, analyst, how many years do you have to make up that pick with
Mhm.
another deal? That's
Okay.
not. That ain't that. Now, if it was 2025, unprotected first, I would be exactly what you saying. You see what I'm saying, analyst? But it's backdated so far.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll be 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's I get what you saying at face value makes sense, but you gotta get out of the science of how it works. You see what I'm saying? It's backdated so far. You can make the pickup, and even if you don't make the pickup, it ain't like it's gonna be a lottery pick. If Luka stays on the level he's on, Dallas is traditionally going to pick 20th and on back.
Agreed. Now,
So that's not going to be as that's not going to be as valuable, barring injury or
right.
something like that.
Right.
So at least analysts and Matt, they're more of the along the terms of I want to contend for a good bulk number of years. So
Right.
I understand why the philosophy is like that.
Yeah.
However, there's nothing wrong with trying your hand at swinging for the fence. It's kind of like if y'all watch Shark Tank, Mark Cuban likes to say, "I'm gonna take a flyer."
Yeah.
So he took a flyer on Kyrie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And if it don't work, the fans can never say that he was gun shy. Kind of like how we are.
I've heard
Yeah.
the fan. Listen, I heard them fans drag Mark. Like I was, and my bad, Jordan. I know you
No,
say
you're
that.
good.
I was watching a Mavs fan, and he said this is a terrible trade. Well, because he had already established that whoever gives up a first round pick for Kyrie automatically is like
But
now.
it's 2029, so that's a little bit different.
I
Well,
agree. Let me just say this. Let me just say
yeah,
this,
you
analyst.
go,
Let
you
me
go ahead,
pop in
Jordan.
here for a second because there's a big asterisk that nobody's talking about here. Let's not pretend like the Dallas Mavericks have not been a huge disappointment in recent years, right? There's been plenty of rumors about this boy Luka wanting to leave this place based on the playoff success this place has had because it's just been him and nothing else. Okay. Now, whether you like Kyrie, don't like Kyrie, the future, I get all that. What we can't deny is this season. Those are two of the premium offensive weapons this NBA has to offer. They can do it all, both of them. This team offensively is going to be crazy. Need I remind you, probably one of the, if not the best three-point shooting teams apart from the Warriors in the NBA. And let's not forget
And
about
Denver.
in Denver, sure, but Tim Hardaway's out there too at the 3 spot. This is a good shooting basketball team, and in this NBA, you need to be a good shooting roster all the way around. And those boys are going to go nuts offensively. Okay, now defensively, I can hear your spots. I get what you're saying. Spencer Dinwiddie has been a liability on the defensive end as well. Let's not pretend that he's a premium defender. Okay, so you can cancel the defensive impact out because they're basically switching roles. Except you're going to get a lot more offensively with a guy like Kyrie Irving rather than a Spencer Dinwiddie. That's number one.
Luka, and to piggyback off of that, the main thing with Luka in the playoffs is almost like with Trey in the playoffs. Right. If you can neutralize Luka, just like if you can neutralize Trey in the playoffs in the past, it's easy pickings.
Right.
So now you have, imagine Spencer Dinwiddie, a solid guy. He's a solid player. But imagine Spencer Dinwiddie on them steroids that John Collins was taking.
Yep.
And as a Super Saiyan.
I agree. No, Kyrie's a demon, bro. Let me say this.
And he's going to be there in the playoffs, analyst. You ain't got to worry about it. He ain't sitting out no playoff.
That's a good point, too, analyst. Regardless of how you feel about Kyrie, one thing you can't deny, one thing we can't deny is that he turns up in the playoffs. Kyrie's going to be there. And like, you know what I mean? Like, he might take time off, whatever, this, that, the other. He's going to be there, and he's going to show up every game of the playoffs. That's something Kyrie has always did. Number two, though, I want to point this out, analyst, because this is close to me here, right? There was a very similar situation in the offseason for me 3 years ago. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You traded DeMar DeRozan for 1 year of Kawhi Leonard. Okay, now I want you now how I want to point this out, right? This is very important. And we can't all deny like this wasn't happening. Even Raptors fans were pissed about it because this was far from a sure thing. You're giving up 3 or 4 years of DeMar DeRozan, a proven asset as well, for a guy who has not been in Toronto, doesn't necessarily want to be in Toronto, and he's got 1 year on his deal. Heavily criticized, but you know what? It fucking worked, right? And the bottom line is there's no guarantee this works, right? But you need to add a guy who can play. And the Mavericks did not have another guy like that. You know what I mean? This is huge for the Mavs, in my opinion. I think this is going to be one of the more underrated pickups against the Mavericks. And people are going to criticize it because they gave up that first, and I get it. I do, because first are obviously incredible assets. But you guys just gave up near enough 4 for DeJounte Murray. Okay? So if we're going to go at that, if I'm a general manager, and I'm giving 1 for Kyrie, Spencer Dinwiddie, who is far from Kyrie, okay, and Dorian Finney-Smith, who I can easily replace in my rotation. This is a double for the Dallas.
You can, bro.
No, you can. There's a lot of guys out there.
You can replace that. You can't replace. It's easy. It ain't easy to replace a. Can't replace a Kyrie.
No, hold up, analyst, because before you say anything, Dorian Finney-Smith, a decent defender, but he was there for his 3-point prowess, right? That was his known. He's a good defender and known for his 3-point prowess, right? There's a lot of guys, when you have Kyrie Irving, you don't need to worry about that 3-point impact. That's number one. And the other thing is that, like, and I was saying this, you know what's crazy, guys? Let's just be straight about this, right? Luka Doncic was getting doubled every possession this year, and he was still dropping 30, 10, and 10. Okay? So now you're going to add Kyrie into the mix. They're both going to get theirs. And you know they can't double every single time on Luka Doncic no more because there's going to be somebody open in that corner. And when you got Tim Hardaway Jr. to worry about, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be dangerous. And I know defensively, it doesn't seem like a stout team, and I agree. I think there's going to be some issues there defensively. But if we're talking about a pure offensive powerhouse, this is nuts. This is nuts, in my opinion. I mean, given what they gave up, I think this is a 8 out of 10 trade for the Dallas Mavericks. And I honestly think that it's okay value if you're the Nets back. Okay, you're gonna get that shooting guard back, but let's be straight. Kevin Durant's gonna have to be something special for that team to do anything. He's gonna have to be something special with that roster, and he's gonna want out too this summer. If it, I mean, I get it's not the Nets' fault. The ownership, these players have just asked out, and there's nothing they could do, right? But that's going to be a rough go for the Nets. I feel like I don't know if KD's got that in. He's going to have to drop 40 a night plus. He's going to have to. But anyways, Mike, what's your thought process, brother? Sorry for taking a little bit of time, bro.
Oh, you cool. I just just jump in real quick. Like I was telling the guys in the chat for a quick moment. I'm not even finna dive too much if it works or not. You know what I'm saying? It's just for the simple fact that the Mavs organization, Mark Cuban or whatever, I feel like they make moves. You know what I'm saying? He's not just sitting there trying to stay pat for the most part. Yeah, we brought in DJ. I get that. Yes, we did. Gotta give them some little credit in that attempt and everything like that. But I feel like I've been through it before where we're talking about that we don't have enough stars. But I mean, okay, they tried with KP. That didn't work out. But It's like, how long did they sit there looking at KP and Luka not working? Not very long. Don't
mean to interrupt. I just want to drop this because somebody just put this in the chat. It's important to bring up. Kyrie plans to sign a 2-year, $70 million extension with the Dallas Mavericks. Just pointing that out there, boys. So he is.
Does that change your opinion, analyst?
Does that change your opinion? Because that's big time. That's big time, is what that is. That's a big increase here. The value is there for the Mavs.
Yeah, I feel like it's no denying that. Like, you got to give Mark Cuban respect for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hawks fans, I hear all the time. I hear excuse after the excuse. I hear salary cap. I hear salaries. I hear not having picks. I hear whatever. It just seems like Mark Cuban finds a way to make the moves or whatever. Heck, you can even say it started out with the fact of him even getting Luka. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, because they didn't draft him. He had to trade and get him. He had to trade and get him to get his franchise back to where he feel like it's where we ain't got Dirk no more. So I need to get me a franchise player in this building or whatnot. But again, I'm sitting here thinking, and I recall all the sorry excuses and this and that I hear from fans in the past. when, like I said, again, DeMar DeRozan was up. I keep saying it. At some point, as a franchise, they have to ask themselves, do we want to win right now and truly compete at winning? Or are we a developmental team and we need to be honest with Trey about that? And if he wants to go elsewhere, like in a sense the Spurs did with DJ, because we're trying to develop and grow, then grant him that to go somewhere else or move the man and get other young pieces in here. Because fact of the matter is that Trey came in ready, basically. Trey and his camp said when his first time they want to win. Ownership supposedly listened to that. That's the reason why other moves started to happen. That was the birth of like Travis and ownership not being on the same page. What I'm saying is that the ownership is not fully committed to truly competing for a championship. We can remain fifth or sixth in the East, playing. We can do all of that. But you show that you're truly trying to compete and go after titles by, like I said, actually making moves. Because again, KP was in this situation. Okay, well, then they went and got Spencer and Christian Wood. They tried to bring Spencer. That didn't work. Christian Woods. I mean, actually, they made it to the conference finals with Spencer. They could have just sat there and said, we made the conference finals last year with Spencer, and we added Christian Woods into the mix. Let's see what we can do again. Because that's what the Hawks would have done, and that's what we have done. But they sat here, saw opportunity, and they seized it. Again, I love a JJ. I like the potential that AJ is showing. But you have to ask yourself, are you truly trying to win? And how long are you going to wait and hope that either they become something, and then how long that's going to be? Because we've been waiting on DeAndre for a minute now. It was hard. You know, a lot of people ain't want to do it 2-3 years ago, so I understand it's hindsight. But again, that was a move to be made. DeMar DeRozan coming out of San Antonio. Package up. You needed to package up. You had Cam at the time, who was being coveted a lot higher than what he is now. You had DeAndre Hunter. You had John Collins. You got young pieces. Packaged them up and went and got your actual star. An actual star player, even more so of a star than DeJounte Murray is. That's a proven star who's been a franchise guy and that stuff. And honestly, he ain't had quite a lot of playoff success because he's running into arguably the greatest player of all time in LeBron James. You could have done that. Last season, I heard excuse after excuse for not trying to get Sabonis. Sabonis is a star player, a front court star, a front court guy that we can lean on and go to would do wonders for this team, would do wonders for us in general. We are just not. What's up?
Travis wanted him, but Tony Wrestler didn't feel like
that was Wrestler that knocked that down.
That was Wrestler.
But even so, though, it does. Okay, but Travis isn't here anymore. I feel you, analyst. Travis wanted to keep certain things to make a move when it presented itself. I got you. But Travis ain't here anymore. Ownership. I'm blaming Tony. My finger's pointing at Tony. He's not truly committed to winning. I can look at Mark Cuban and say he's committed to winning. Even if it doesn't happen this year or next season, I can look at him and say that man wants to win his titles. And he's going to put his money, he's going to put his franchise, he's going to put everything behind it. Even if it's messed up, again, Kyrie, they don't have to win a title right now. But just for the fact that they doing stuff, whatever, I would like for our franchise to be real, to just be real and be like, and just be real with us fans so we can fall back and be like, look, y'all, we just want to sell tickets. We just want to be entertaining and sell tickets. That's what we know. But they ain't going to just say that.
The thing is, Mike, too, the Dallas Mavericks, right, are a kind of team that isn't that hot market that everyone's looking for. I'm not dissing Dallas, right, but it's not in LA. Okay, you're not going to get these free agent guys that will come with you. I mean, Kyrie may have been.
They're not going to grow on trees like that.
Exactly, right? The thing is, right, you got to go out and get these guys when they're disgruntled or when there's some vulnerability there. If you're one of these smaller market teams, they're not a small market team. I think they're far from it, but they're not a team that all these people are going to be crawling towards in free agency, right? I think that has to be said, right? So Mark Cuban has been a guy to never hesitate when there's an opportunity like this and go for the shot. And I think this is a big, and I might be the minority, and I'm okay with that. But especially if Kyrie signs that 2-year, $70 million extension for only $35 per, I think that's great. I think that's a great deal for the Mavericks.
That's big. That's a game changer right there.
I agree. I think that's
he's not signing that.
They said they're going to put it off to the summer.
Okay.
No,
All right,
he's
so
not
Matt,
signing that.
was you done, Mike?
I guess in a nutshell, I guess I'm done, man. I mean, Kyrie, that's a good move, man. Kyrie is a star, bona fide player, a player they
Yeah,
can go to in the clutch outside of Luka. He's
and I
just a
get he's
player that they
unreliable.
definitely can go to, man.
I think we all get that he's kind of unreliable, but come playoff time, I mean, he shows up. He shows up in the playoffs.
If
That's
he's
big
not
time.
Well,
Yeah,
if he's not
he's
injured,
unreliable because a lot of off-court things or whatever,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
his things.
Yep.
On the court, as far as needing a bucket, he's reliable.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, no. I'm not talking about his play on the court. His play on the court, we know what that's going to be. I was talking to the boys before this. I'm saying the play on the court's going to be there. We know that. And all I'm saying is that sometimes it prevents him to get on the court, right? But I'm saying come playoff time, he tries to get on the floor. That's the bottom line. And I think for the Mavericks, this is like, and I'm serious when I say this could be one of the more dangerous offenses in the NBA, bar none. I mean, those two at those guards positions, it's going to be.
That's what they think for.
Okay, I have a different angle.
All right, what's up, Matt?
Okay, so
It's Nate's fault.
in theory, I understand it if you didn't give up as many assets as you gave up. You essentially gave up 4 assets for a 3-month rental. And it's at a position where you just had conflict a year ago with Brunson and Luka figuring out how to play together. You know, when Brunson started to turn on and, elevate his game, it became a situation where, they're fighting over the ball or having disagreements about the ball. So, and then you bring a guy who's even better than Brunson in. I don't know how that really works. So that's one. 2, to me, this showed that as a good businessman, Mark Cuban is supposed to have depth and perspective. To me, this move shows he has neither, or this was just an emotional thing to appease Luka. Because
which I've heard Mavericks fans rate and drag Mark Cuban across the coals for staying pat and thinking that the roster that he put out there and Nico Harrison, a shoe salesman, was going to compete. But
I mean, this is the same.
But isn't this a different? Isn't this going against what you just said, analyst?
It depends on how the Mavs fan views the trade. Like I know a couple Mavs fans that are very upset with the trade. Some that feel like they, can.
But how can they? But how can they? If they say on one hand that they're roasting Cuban for, what'd you say, standing pat, right?
And thinking that the roster is good enough.
Yeah. So if he gets roasted for thinking the roster's good enough, and then he changes the roster, and then they mad at him for changing the roster, you don't think that's a little like damned if you do, damned if you don't?
I don't think he said they mad right now, Gerald. I don't think he said they mad now, though.
I see.
I
got a live stream put up right now.
It gotta be the right.
No, he did. He did say right. He said fans are mad at the trade. So it's like that. If I'm Cuban, that tells me, man, fuck these fans. I'm doing what the fuck I want. That's exactly what he need to do.
Okay, but hold up real quick. You
let Matt finish.
Yeah, no, but I just have one thing on that though, because I understand that some fans are going to be disappointed, right? But let's not understate though. There's going to be a lot of fans otherwise that are more hopeful for this team. I do believe that. I mean, if I was in that position, I think I have a different outlook. So I'm sure every fan's going to have a different opinion. You're going to get a good amount of jersey sales out of this. You're going to get more asses in seats, right? That is something to think about as well.
For possibly 3 months. I just think if this was the Hawks, Gerald, if we gave up essentially the Murray package, which is what they gave up, only they gave it up in play.
No, they didn't. That wasn't. We gave up more for Murray than they gave up for. Kyrie.
I'm saying
they gave up. How you look at it, Gerald.
They gave up. It depends how you look. They gave up a 20-point score. They gave up a 20-point score, a 15-point score, 14-point score, and a pick. So they gave up.
Who's a 20-point scorer?
They only gave up 2 players.
Oh, you talking about Spencer Dinwiddie? My bad.
Okay.
But you can
But he just flipped that to Kyrie Irving, so that's why I
Yeah,
didn't even think about Dinwiddie.
no,
Well,
but I'm saying if you
I
did
agree.
that for Murray
Finney
and
Smith is
Murray
the
was
empty.
on if Murray was on a 3-month deal, right? This is at the deadline. He's a free agent in the summer, and you gave up those assets. Let's just say, as an example, you gave up a first, Hunter, and
That's not a good. That's not a good. That's not a good. That's not a good example because Murray's nowhere near Kyrie.
So
But
I can say
That's a
that
good point.
now.
That's a
Now,
good
like
point.
I said, I don't doubt that this is going to be a dangerous. Now, do I think they're leaving the West? Absolutely not. But I think they're going to be competitive. But
Hell yeah.
they're not going to win a championship. So at the end of the day, it's not. I don't think that works. But
Yeah,
I'm saying, Gerald, it's a
here's what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
assets to give up for
Dallas.
Princeton.
Now, I think Dallas is going to make other moves. But as of right now, as the roster currently stands, you are a lot. You got Luka help. But you ranked 24th on the defensive side of the ball, and you gave up your best defender. That's something
fair.
that's something that has to be addressed,
That's
right?
fair. Yeah.
But
Fair.
offensively, they're going to be elite. I'm saying that.
but they're max kind of team.
Yeah.
They're max kind of team where I ain't being funny, Matt, but they're one of them. Like we know, Luka don't play defense, so put a lot of offense around Luka and then see where the shit happens.
But when I hold
See
on,
what shake.
but when I said that about the Hawks, y'all quail. Y'all said, "Oh no, I can't do that."
No, because we've seen too much of a sample size where we can't be like one extreme or the other. Kind of like how you don't like one extreme of players. Like we got it. The way our roster built, we got to be balanced.
Yeah.
That's the way our team is. We got to have both. We can't have one or the other and be successful.
And just so we're all on the same page,
Because we had that last year, Matt, and we lost and we got murdered. First degree.
This might be a hot take. This might be a hot take, right? But listen to the thing I'm about to say very carefully. In the last month, this now is the only roster in the NBA with 2 superstars bona fide right now on the roster. In the last month, the only roster with maybe the Lakers, but Anthony. Oof. I don't know. It's called.
He's an all-star, but not a superstar yet.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, you're not. I don't think y'all taking into account the how much it's going to take. They're not after 2 practices. This isn't going to be a seamless fit. This is going to take a minute to work.
I agree
because they both.
Matt, that's not. There's no such thing as a seamless fit in basketball. There's no such thing when you bringing somebody in that's new.
But you can make
no
it
matter
less,
how it may look on paper. And then one more thing.
Less clunky.
And then one more thing. A lot of fans got to realize there is no such thing as a no risk move. There's always going to be risk in whenever you're going to get a disgruntled superstar like Damon says. They disgruntled for a reason. So when they disgruntled, like I said earlier, you got to take the baggage that come with it.
Yep. I mean, look at the DeJounte trade. Look at the DeJounte trade. There's a serious opportunity if this don't work out for the Hawks. That could be one of the worst trades. We could look back on that trade and be like, holy shit, what did the Hawks do here? Then on a serious note, you could see if this don't work out with DeJounte Murray, you want to talk about a blowout trade and what that could look like. I mean, just think about it.
I mean, I'm for the ownership and management being aggressive. To me, you just have to be smart about it. Like aggressive don't equate to doing something, purely off of emotion.
Matt, there's no foolproof. Like I always say, the coaches make you right. I mean, the players make you right or wrong. Well, you just got to see how it play out. But you at least got to make the move. Like us as Hawks fans, we've never even experienced where we've actually quote unquote went for it with any kind of move. So it's kind of hard for us to criticize another team that has won championships, by the way.
Well,
yeah,
for actually making a move. They've actually been there before.
I can criticize them due to the experience. Listen, I'm focusing on the player that's coming in, right? I'm looking at what he's done to franchises in the past, right? I'm looking at if you're not gonna, if essentially, right, if you're not
I,
gonna win this season,
hold on,
and
Alice. Let go deeper into that. Let's go through all of that. Like go through the COVID stuff with the vaccine and all that, and
what
how
and
people
and
and
I'm
how
act,
people crucified him for
well,
not taking the vaccine, which is a personal decision.
well, that's what I was gonna say, Gerald. I'm actually on his side with that, but it still doesn't take away the fact that okay, he was on the court. I take that out, right? What followed up after that, you know, he got suspended for a multitude of games, right? Then we look at what he
You
did in
talking about
Boston.
for the Jew thing?
Mm-hmm. Uh, and you go,
I ain't agree with that, but
well, whether
keep
we
going.
agree with it or not, he missed the
You
games.
saying that happened? I got you.
He wasn't on the court, right? And
Hmm.
then you go, but what he did in Boston, there's a reason Danny Ainge let him walk. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, like I said, Kyrie Irving, the player, I love, but I'm saying that there is a history because I mean, listen, there's been he didn't even show up to the game yesterday. I watched that game. He didn't even show up to the game yesterday.
You
To
know why now?
well
It makes
to
sense now why he
well
wasn't there. He ain't supposed to be there
well.
if
I
they
mean,
that close to a trade. You ain't supposed to play really.
so no, I'm not talking about playing. I'm talking about he wasn't even on the bench.
He ain't
Um,
supposed to be. The team already probably knew what was going on.
well, listen. All I'm saying is that I feel like Dallas got better, but what I'm saying is that worst, and we're not far from worst case scenario here, right? Worst case
Hmm.
scenario is you don't win or you don't get to the finals this year, right?
Hmm.
Conference
And
finals.
he decides to go to the Lakers in free agency. And you've essentially now the pick is what the pick is, right? I'm all for trading draft assets, but it has to be one for the right deal, I feel like. But I'm fine with trading protected first. But when you go to unprotected, I think an unprotected first is fine for
Bruh.
Kyrie Irving. But when you go to draft,
29.
but that's actually a bigger risk since it's so far in the future.
2029.
Because think about it. If things fall apart with Kyrie Irving, you have
Bro,
to think
Mark
about every
Cuban might be dead by then, bro. Not like
Gerald.
heaven forbid, but you get. I'm saying it's so
Gerald,
far down the road.
Gerald,
Like you can go get that. You can
you
go get that first.
you
You can
have
go
to.
get that first next year. You can really go get that first back by Thursday.
I'm saying that you have to think about it all in totality. That number one, if Kyrie Irving, I'm sure they thought about this, but I'm just saying,
I'm
Kyrie
about
Irving,
to say y'all assuming
you
y'all
you have
assuming
to
this billionaire has not thought about this move in totality. Where
well,
right
He
listen,
now I
hasn't.
tell you straight
listen.
He
up,
hasn't.
no,
I
no,
don't I don't
literally,
I don't
literally,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no. Let's talk
I
for a
don't
second. Let's be
Man,
listen.
real.
how the
No, let's
hell
be
you
real.
going?
You
How
thinking?
you gonna think you smarter than the damn
No,
than
I'm
a
just
damn
saying.
owner
Like, let's
that
be
won
real,
damn
man.
championship?
Mark
I'm saying
Cuban,
no.
Mark
I'm saying
Cuban.
Mark.
Listen,
I would guarantee you that he's
I don't
thought about this to its totality,
I
have
don't think he made
weighed
the
his
move.
risk. He
I
has
don't think he
weighed
made the
his
move.
I don't.
risk. I'm
I.
I'm willing. Y'all wouldn't even know it though, but I'm willing to bet that Mark Cuban doggone probably put this into a artificial intelligence algorithm or program to find out what's gonna come up in the future or what's
I,
possible
d-
can happen and all
I,
this
doubt,
That's the
I
thing you
and
doubt
do.
it.
all
I
this
can
I
tell
outcome.
you.
doubt it.
But Mike, it's not about
Listen,
the
man.
pick. I don't care about the pick because it's so far down the line. I'm
And
talking
listen, man.
about you. That if you look at Dallas, what they need depth and they need shooting. This really doesn't provide either one. That's one.
What?
Two,
It don't
they.
provide shooting.
Shooting.
I mean, Kyrie. When I mean by shooting, Gerald, I mean like a knockdown shooter. Like Kyrie
It
Irving
don't
can
provide
shoot.
shooting.
No, Kyrie Irving can shoot, but he's not a dude you're gonna like run off screens
I
and
mean, he
he's
ain't
not a
shooting
dude
Analyst,
like
threes
what
that.
does
and
he shoot
stuff.
from the
That's
field?
because
What
that's
does
because
Kyrie shoot from the field?
you stuck on that play, man. You're not
From,
finna turn
from,
Kyrie into
from,
no Kyle Korver. I dare you
from,
to
What the
leave Kyrie
hell?
open on the
from,
wing.
No,
Leave him
no. I'm
open
listen,
on the
saying
wing. Leave
from the
Kyrie
field.
open, he's going to knock
They
down the
need
shot.
shooting.
That's all that
They
matters.
need shooting and depth at multiple positions. They don't have that. They don't have anybody at the wing. They don't have a backup point
Bro,
guard.
do
They
they
don't have a
not
backup
still have
center.
Tim Hardaway? Do they not still have Tim Hardaway?
They got Tim
Anyone can
Hardaway,
tell
bro.
you that they're
Well,
one of the
Hardaway
top
is a shooting
3-point
guard.
shooting
He's not a
teams in the
wing.
league.
Tim Hardaway.
But Tim Hardaway
Tim
been
Hardaway
that
is a
3-point
Oh,
shooter.
hold on, everybody. Somebody echoing.
Got it. For
Tim Hardaway
field goal percentage for his career, it is 48%, 37 from 3.
What the hell you talking about, man? Talking about no damn shooter.
He can. I just said he can hit shots. It's a difference between can hit shots and a knockdown shooter. Bogdanovich is a knockdown shooter. It's a
bro.
difference.
I can't tell.
Okay, I'm just saying that's one, but that's one. Two,
No, man. I think you're using your vocabulary is wrong. Bogdanovich is a specialist. That don't necessarily make him knockdown.
Hey, word of the day, guys. Word of the day, knockdown shooter. Word of the day.
So
Bogdanovich has gained the specialty by being a knockdown shooter over time. So that's one.
No, you can be a specialist and not be elite at that specialty. That just might be your best skill, but that don't mean it compares the highest.
Hey, he's a knockdown shooter, correct? But in the NBA, and I keep saying that, the NBA comes down to stars making plays and literally outdueling.
And I'm glad, and Mike, I'm glad you brought that up because I don't know. All the off-court stuff with Kyrie, I don't even care about. On the court, right? You look at his last 3 playoff appearances; they've all been bad, all of them. The one in Boston,
they did get swept last year.
They got swept. They got swept last year in embarrassing fashion against Boston.
I think that was KD fault, but
Reggie Bullock is an awful shooter, by the way. I just want to point.
Yeah, Reggie Bullock is a specialist, but he ain't nowhere near the top. That's a good example right there.
He can't shoot.
Gerald, I'm not saying every single. Gerald, I'm not saying every single time one equals the other. I'm not saying it's the same all the time, but I'm saying generally, if you're a specialist, especially shooting wise, at some point you were a knockdown shooter. At some point, especially like Bogdanovich. Like Bogdanovich has led or second or third in the NBA in 3-point shooting multiple seasons. So I'm saying he has a history of being a guy that can't be left alone. And
Jordan just gave you the numbers for his whole career.
I wouldn't classify a 37% 3-point shooter as a knockdown shoot, as a guy who can't be left.
That is not down. Anything like 37 and above. Now 35 and below. Now you flirting with that. Yeah, you probably don't need to be shooting that much. But if he
on top of that, a lot of his attempts, what is his catch and shoot numbers? I guarantee you it's not 37%.
Okay, but hold on. Hey, Matt. Hold up, though. Let's be fair here for a second. Hey, wait. Let me go for a sec here. Matt, would you consider Trae Young to be a knockdown shooter?
No.
Okay, good, because he shoots
shots, but he's not a knockdown shooter. It's a difference.
Near enough 4% less for his career than Kyrie Irving does.
He also plays 3 times more games as Kyrie Irving.
Numbers. If you look at his
no, you can't go off of that, Alex, because Kyrie was in the league way before Trae.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's played just about the same amount of games now.
No, but I was just about to say that, man. Man, forget all
you can't use that comparison.
You have to
can't say that
right now. But the Hawks need to trade everybody for KD.
In this scenario,
I was gonna say that.
You got to look at catch and shoot percentage. And
what the fuck we gotta look at catch and shoot
because they're both ball dominant. Kyrie and Luke are both ball dominant.
Well,
so if it's why are you looking at catch and shoot if they ball dominant?
Gerald, wait.
Because the other one is going to have to catch them.
Matt is right because we're dealing with the same thing with Trae and Murray right now. None of them are good catch and shoot players. I think.
So y'all telling me Kyrie ain't no good catch and shoot guy? You gonna leave him open?
Well, I was gonna say.
Look it up, Jordan. We might as well put you to work.
Jordan,
I think Irving. I think both Irving and Luka are Listen, I never questioned, is this going to be a good thing on offense? I'm simply looking at injury
You don't have to
history.
talk about the
I'm
defense. That's
looking
gonna
at
be horrendous.
availability. I'm looking at availability for Dallas, right? I'm looking at, is this something now? If they do the extension, I feel different about the deal.
That might be
but,
a little. That might make it
right.
better.
If they do the extension, I feel different about the deal. But you're doing this for something that you're probably not going to win this year. Like if you're
Probably
being,
not.
See that? Y'all sound like how Matt say in order for Nate to win, they got to be 70 degrees outside and all that stuff. This is what y'all sound like it takes for y'all to make a move to go get somebody.
No, but Gerald, I'm not opposed. Like I said, I'm
No,
not opposed to it.
I'm just saying that
if it helps you, if it solves multiple problems that you have, like for instance, Pascal Siakam. If they would have made a move to get Pascal Siakam, right, and they would have went all in and traded all these assets for somebody like that, that makes sense. That fixes a lot of their problems that they have. But
whoa.
he's
Last time.
No, they needed somebody like Kyrie that can take the pressure off of Luka ball handling.
But you
Listen,
just had the same problem with Brunson last year.
What
the Brunson and his
But Brunson had. I know he playing good this year, but last year was his first year where he was actually cooking. Now you got to take into account the respect factor.
And Dallas
did Luka have the proper respect for a Jalen Brunson then even I'm just saying in general. Even a Porzingis was really, really hyped up. I feel like he was overhyped because he could never stay healthy. But I don't think he had the respect level. He never had a player where he was like, oh shit, I ain't got no choice but to respect this guy.
Well,
yeah,
I tell you what.
Catch and shoot percentage this year is 38.8% from three. Catch and shoot, 38.8.
What's it for his career? Hold on, who's that? Luka or Kyrie?
I can try to find that. It's hard to find career stats on catch and shoot, but I'll keep looking.
Is it Kyrie or Luka?
Kyrie 38.8 this year.
So
that's good.
So just
I agree.
This year, his career is
one,
not close to that high.
Okay, number one, right? I want to address
and
this.
Lucas is terrible.
Quick. I want to address this real quick, right? Last time Kyrie Irving played against the Hawks, he had 31 points on 32 shots. Okay, that was just last time. I think that there's a way to force him to be inefficient when we play him, and thankfully we only play one more.
But
time.
That's us. Everybody ain't got like a DeAndre. Everybody can't throw a DeAndre Hunter or a Jalen Johnson.
No, but the comment was that the Hawks don't have anybody that can handle Kyrie. That's why I was.
Kyrie. I think Kyrie just. I don't remember somebody on our team actually just making it tough. I think he just missed shots.
It was probably DeLon Wright, but no. Also, we have to ask the same thing that people want to talk about Trey with. Is Luka going to pass Kyrie Irving the ball? Is he going to do it?
Hell, he ain't going to have no choice because they're going to double him.
Not is he going to pass him the ball? Is he going to play off the ball?
Okay.
Is he going to play off the ball? I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Bro, these ball dominant guys, they're not, bro. Eventually, they know they ain't dumb. They know when their type of game has peaked. Luka knows that the way he plays can only get them to a certain point. He already knows that. Okay. Now he can still play that way.
I've seen him shoot Dallas up the game. Multiple games.
Well, I know. I got that. I got a lot. What I'm saying is, even though he's still shooting it, he still know that his game is peak. In other words, he's taking Dallas as far as he can take them by himself. Okay. So now that he got Kyrie, he can play that same way, and it could actually take them even further.
I agree.
So Gerald,
I think right now, I think it's not really fair to do a lot of speculation on how this team's going to play. I think right now we just got to admit that the Dallas Mavericks added a great player to the roster. And when he's on the floor, he is a great player no matter what anybody says, right? The time will only tell how this team plays together. But the bottom line is, yes, you gave up Dinwiddie, a good player, but you did get a great player when he's on the floor back. And I think seeing how
But
they're
you
going to play
didn't just
together,
give up Dinwiddie. If they would have gave up Dinwiddie and a pick, I wouldn't say anything. But
They should have
You
traded
gave-
for.
you don't
They
have
should
a
have traded for
ring.
Anthony Davis.
None of that, bro. When you gotta go get somebody as good as Kyrie, bro, you gotta I ain't saying gut the team, but you gotta give up people that you may not want to actually give up. You ain't got no choice but to do it.
but
In
Gerald,
in in business,
Yep.
the best deals are the deals where both people leave unhappy. In
But
other words, both people had to give up something they ain't want to have to give up. Like that's almost as if, like, if we had to give up
Gerald,
AJ.
on rental. Gerald on the
How-
rental.
I don't get, bro.
Wait,
Bro. You got to realize there's two different philosophies in running the team, and neither one is wrong. One is the one that you and analysts have, where you want to be able to compete for a bulk number of years, but there's no championship necessarily guaranteed. But at least you win the conversation. Now you have the other way where you almost like you waiting in the fences until there's a perfect opportunity to pounce. And what Mark Cuban did was pounce, and he's like, okay, I'm going all in for this year. If it worked, thank God. I hope it do. If it don't, at least I tried. And if Luka leaves, I don't want my self-proclaimed superstar to leave because I was gun shy. If
And
Luka leaves, then I can at least say as an owner, I tried my best. Wasn't nothing else I could do.
right,
But
I
I agree with that.
Matt,
How
one
is
more
that-
thing. One more
how's
thing
that
here that's really
different from
important.
a guy controlling your
Question:
team?
Who
How
did
you feel
they
about the deal, D-Rock?
trade? Who was all in the trade? Because I don't know who was all in it.
Okay, so you got
I was
it's
just
Spencer
wondering who was
Dinwiddie.
all in the trade.
It's Spencer Dinwiddie. It's what's the
Dorian
3-and-D? Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith. They had multiple second round picks and an unprotected first in 2029. What you think?
I think Brooklyn might have got some, like,
Brooklyn got some good
I
pieces
think
back.
Brooklyn
for that
had got
Humphrey
some
jump.
good pieces back in the trade. You know, I mean,
What you
yeah,
think?
they
What
had
you
to give
think
up
about?
Kyrie,
What you think about what that? What you think about what Dallas gave up? Do you think that was suitable for somebody like Kyrie?
Wait, guys, am I crazy for saying
Yeah.
didn't Dinwiddie like start his career in Brooklyn? Or
Hold on. Let Rock finish.
He did.
Yeah. I think that definitely was suitable because, like, I mean, Dinwiddie and Dorian Smith, I think, are pretty really pretty good role players. You know, that Dallas had to really give up because like, let's be real, they weren't going to give up Luka. So I mean, who else were they going to have to give up? It was going to have to be either Spencer Dinwiddie or Smith or I don't know, maybe one of their young players. And I knew they were going to have to give up draft picks. So I mean, I think what they did was good for Brooklyn. I knew they were going to make sure they get those draft picks in, though, for sure. You know, so
yeah, I think it was good on both sides.
I don't. I think
It don't always have to be one side won the trade.
No,
yeah,
that's true, Gerald. But you have to keep short term and long term in perspective when you're making trades because,
bro, that's in your philosophy. I just said that.
But not just even just his philosophy. I want to know because I'm in my mind. I'm trying to go over stuff. Jordan brought up the situation with the Raptors. Tell me when has it happened? Because I honestly, I mean, if it happens often, then okay, like, enlighten me. How often do star players get moved and it's like, and it's not necessarily a rental or a gamble by the team who are getting them. Usually they already at the end of their contract.
So
you know what else, guys? So one second, Matt. One more thing here that's really important, right? One more thing that's really important about this stuff here is rentals are underrated for one big reason, right? Their back is against the wall. They want the most money when that deal's over, right? And you think Kyrie's going to show up? Because I guarantee you these next 3 months, you're going to see a Kyrie that we are not adept to seeing on a night-to-night basis. He knows that, you know, his record of being available has hurt him. He knows this. That's why he's been playing so clutch this last month. He's going to be
the money.
He's going to be balling
He's
this
going to
year.
get the money.
Jordan,
No,
Jordan,
but
Jordan.
Matt, answer Mike's question.
all
He's
right,
gonna get the money regardless.
and I'm glad he brought up Toronto. I'm glad Mike brought up Toronto, and hopefully, Jordan can acknowledge this or remember this. When they traded for Kyrie, they traded DeMar DeRozan and other pieces for Kawhi Leonard.
Which Kyrie
One, that was over the summer. Two, Musa Ujiri was on the last year of his contract. They had told Musa Ujiri, if you don't get us at least to the finals, we're not renewing your contract. Toronto did. That's what they told Musa. Musa Ujiri was in the last 9 months of his deal. He threw shit to the wall and saw what stuck and said, I'm going for broke. If it work, it looks like a brilliant move. If it doesn't work, I could pack on and go to the next city.
That's the same thing.
No, but it's different with this situation with Dallas. It's in the middle of
the I don't care about the circumstance. I care about the principle. They did the same thing.
Gerald, is Kyrie Irving the same player as Kawhi?
You didn't answer Mike's question.
I only brought up Toronto because Jordan brought him up already and he addressed it. Now you've found a way to justify the rental or to make it seem like it ain't quite a rental, whatever. But I'm asking in generally speaking, when star players move in the NBA, are they on long deals like you claim and say that you want to be safe about? Because normally, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, that's it. Because I could be, because I don't have it all in front of me. I can't recall every trade situation. I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but I feel safe on that limb. That when star players move, it's usually a gamble for the opposite team to bring them in. Like they usually are towards the end of their deal.
The Clippers, right, when they traded for Paul George, he was on a multi-year deal. I'm trying to think of recent guys who came available. James Harden, when he got traded from Houston, he was on a 3-year deal.
From Houston to Brooklyn?
From Houston
what about
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn to 2-year deal? What's his deal situation then too?
He still had a year. I think he still had a year left. A year after they traded for him. It wasn't like 3 months like it is with Kyrie.
Chat saying a year or two. It's like a year or two. Same thing with like DJ, a year or two.
Paul George had 4 years left or 3 years left on his contract or 4. He had just signed that contract with Oklahoma City that re-signed before he ducked on Russell Westbrook. Trying to think of what
I can't remember the OKC situation. You said he had just signed, right? Because sometimes that happen too or whatever. They'll do the deal, but it's still they had anticipation to move into play.
No,
Mike, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the other side, Mike.
He did it.
I'll tell you the other side, Mike. How many times, and I can count countless times, where LeBron has signed a 1-year deal with a player option?
No, but
he been doing that damn near the last 10 years.
But Paul George has signed a 4-year deal. He waited a year. They got eliminated by Portland. Then that summer, he got traded to the Clippers. But
no. I got that. I got that. What I'm saying is that he's that's one good example on your side. I'm just saying it goes the other way as well.
I remember.
I got a question for all y'all up here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna give my spiel first.
Rob, in the comment section, you don't gotta fact check me.
He's just a disgrace.
What about AD?
What
about AD?
Only people who.
What about AD when he forced his way to the Lakers?
I have to look that up. I'm not sure. I want to say he had a year left on his deal. I want to say he had 1 year left.
But Gerald.
But if he got a year left, that. Wait, you mean a year left after that current season, or he was in last year?
No, right. Gerald, I think he had 1 year left after that season because he got moved in the middle of the year.
I think it's a part of the deal because they got a contract extension done right away, 3-year extension done right away. But listen, I see both sides. I lean more towards now. If this was and it's very tough for me to say because. It's very tough for me to say because I don't view Kyrie Irving as a superstar.
Okay.
I think if we go based off a Gerald scale, he's an all-star. I don't think he's a superstar. So that's why I'm saying that it's no guarantee. No one has a guaranteed win, but I'm saying it's not a super.
Based on the scale, he is an all-star. But remember, I bump you up based on certain accolades like MVPs, championships, and like first. He got a ring, and he hit the shot.
Yes,
so that's what bumps him. That's what bumps him from that all-star to that superstar for me.
Gerald, what about the subsequent?
But you're right, analyst, about the scale. Huh?
Do the subsequent years not mean anything?
Do the what?
Do the years after that championship they don't mean anything?
Well, he went to 4. Didn't he go to 4 straight finals?
Did he go to 4 straight? I thought he left that next season.
Didn't he? It was 3. 3 is enough.
No, after that championship, he went to 3.
I think it was.
No, I'm saying he went to 3 total. I'm saying 3 straight total.
I'm saying Gerald, after he hit that shot, it
was 2 straight. It was 2 straight. And then the last year, I think he went to Boston.
And then it's been gone to hell since he left Cleveland.
He done went rogue, but that's a lot of. If it was because of his own court stuff, remember, I'm not judging him based on the off the court stuff. That's why a lot of people.
I don't care about the off the court stuff. I'm talking about his playoff numbers since he left LeBron.
We weren't seeing all these headlines we see now. Now, like I said, the reason it was just odd to me when Boston did what they did with him. But like I said, I don't think it's a bad deal for Dallas. But the good thing is that they have 4 days left until the actual trade.
Yeah. And they didn't have to get rid of Christian Wood.
Right.
I just would have felt better if it was like, a 2 who was actually
you trying to win a deal, Matt. So you just gotta go for it, bro.
And now, but I got a question for all of y'all. I'm gonna share my piece first. I already know where Matt's gonna go with this. I already had this conversation with Matt. And I want y'all to I already know what half of y'all, the rest of y'all can say on here. Now, Brooklyn situation. I think KD is obviously he's a superstar. I mean, the resume speaks for itself, right?
Yeah.
I think
he top 15 all time.
Yeah, I think the way Cam Thomas looks, he looks like he could legit help out Kevin Durant on a serious level. This dude, when he gets his opportunity, I mean, he dropped 41 last night on 68%.
He just needed the oppo. That's it.
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't surprised by that.
But he does this every single time. He did it against.
But what's the question?
Was important.
So the question is, Kevin Durant requests a trade.
He's gone.
Are you pursuing? Are you pursuing?
Hold on, let him finish, Jordan. Say it again, analyst.
Kevin Durant requests a trade. What are you going after him? And what is your ceiling on what you're giving up for him?
I would give. Let's go. We can go around. I would give up.
Go ahead, Jared.
Go ahead, Mike. You said quit.
Yeah, I'm about to say I make it everybody besides Trey and DJ. But I give up everybody.
Oh, Lord.
I don't care who it is. Everybody.
So
you mean
I would.
You mean like a combination of different players just from the pool of everyone except those?
I think he's saying anybody's available except them two.
Yeah, everybody available besides DJ and Trey. If you're talking about trying to get KD, don't matter the combination of them. Any and all of them can go. Any of them and all of them can go. And you figure the rest of it out after that. After you make your move and everything like that. Trey and KD alone, man, you can fit people in between that, and you gonna make it work.
I would trade. Well, be available to trade anybody except. I'll trade anybody except Trey. I'm gonna go a little different now. Hunter.
I was gonna say Hunter
because I will move Hunter to the 2. And then KD can go to the 3.
Great minds think alike.
I will move. I
was thinking the same.
I move Hunter to the 2, and then put KD to the 3. And I would say Capella as well, but he ain't healthy enough. So yeah, I would say anybody except Trey and DeAndre Hunter. And
Okay,
then
so
I would probably AJ.
okay.
And then I go from there.
So you would keep DeJounte? I mean, you would trade DeJounte?
You trade Johnson?
I would trade. That would make the deal easier to get done. I would trade DeJounte.
Okay.
Because then I can DeAndre Hunter gonna get a whole lot of. I think Matt mentioned that DeAndre Hunter is damn near elite in catch and shoot. So if I put him at the two, then he's gonna get a lot of open looks. So
okay, so I might get flack for this. I know, but where we are, I'm not inclined to trade for Kevin Durant. I'm not saying I'm not interested in Kevin Durant.
This nigga,
I'm saying, listen, though, hear me out. Okay, so because to get Kevin Durant, obviously trades off the table, right? To get Kevin Durant, the type of pack, because we're already seeing DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and other scraps aren't anywhere close. Brooklyn's not even picking up the phone for that. So the package you will have to put together to get him will leave us so gutted that, I mean, you're talking about just for the money. You're talking about Collins, Bogey, JJ, AJ, Onyeka. You know what I'm saying? Like the money and
okay. So the fuck what?
I'm saying
that's all, but it sounds like you just read a whole bunch of bench players.
Well, to me, Gerald, I believe that Kevin Durant, and I know people going to bring up his regular season numbers. I know they are. That's what they're going to jump to. If you look at especially last year playoffs is warped into my mind until this year. Last year in the playoffs, him and Kyrie laid a huge egg in the playoffs.
That ain't fair, Matt. That ain't fair, Matt. Matt, that ain't fair because James Harden fucked the team up.
Time out. Hey, Gerald, this is where Matt shows his bias. This is where Matt shows his bias. Because yes, it is, bro, and I'm gonna show you how. Because you will not fix your mouth to say that about Trey after last year's playoff. And that's wild, bro. You're going to sit here and talk about guys who got rings and proven, but you ain't going to fix your mouth and blame Trey about nothing against Miami, bro. You ain't going to say nothing bad about Trey. You're going to blame everybody else.
Hold on, wait, Mike. I just said as a superstar. I didn't say Trey Young is a superstar. I've never said he's a superstar. He has superstar talent. He has superstar ability, but I'm saying Trey Young is not cemented around the NBA, especially according to Gerald's criteria, as a superstar. Kevin Durant is. Kevin Durant, as a superstar against Boston, laid an egg. I believe Kevin Durant is on the downside of his career. I'm not giving up a Trevor Trove of players and picks for a guy on the downside of 30 to try to maximize 2 years or a year, depending on how you look at it, to try to squeeze out a championship.
You don't think we? Oh my God! So you wouldn't trade one championship?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You need to get older, I guess, bro. Because me in my 35 years of age, I take one championship.
Let me say something.
But no, but Mike, that doesn't guarantee you a championship because of Durant's performance last year in the playoffs. What if you trade all them assets for him?
Man, listen.
So Onyeka Okongwu gonna guarantee us a championship?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Matt, hey guys, Damon's waiting.
Matt, let me tell you something, Matt. What you doing is the same shit I used to do about 15 years ago. I want to build so we have sustained success. Listen, let me tell you something, man. At this point, I will risk it all to get to the fucking finals, dog. All. You hear me? I don't care. Listen, I'd rather be in Toronto's situation. They risked it all and got a title. And guess what?
But that's different. Kawhi wasn't 36.
A fucking out of country team got a title before we did.
hold up, because I know where you're gonna go. You're gonna say, well, now look at him. Let me tell you something. You win one title in Atlanta.
No.
Let me tell you
That's what I was
something.
gonna say.
Matt. Let me tell you something. You win one title in Atlanta, and that shit will be celebrated for the next 20 years. No one would care if we had to rebuild. You know why? Because we ain't never done shit. The Hawks never done shit. Why you think people get excited when they talk about the 60-win team? Because we never done this shit.
But hold on, but all right, Damon. Here's my thing though. I would be down with you if we're talking about, again, like I said, a guy to me when I look at Kevin Durant and you look at his career.
Give me an example.
What I missed? What I
You
missed?
gotta look. You got,
But you missed some bullshit.
Hold on, wait, Damon.
Go ahead.
Y'all have to look at Damon. Y'all have to move, and I told analysts yesterday, you have to move past the name and you have to look at the production. When you look at in the playoffs, Kevin Durant.
Why you ain't looking at Trey?
What was Trey production last year against Miami?
It wasn't good. Okay, but that's my point. That's what I'm about to get to.
But you
Kevin Durant.
So is Trey on the downside?
But Matt, you won't hold that against him, Matt. That's the thing.
Because he's still.
Listen to me, Matt. I'm at the point, Matt. Listen, everybody know me, man. I don't care. I want a title. I don't care who we got in trade.
But
I don't care if it's last 1 year.
I'm saying the reason why Trae Young is different from Kevin Durant. He's not established. He's still building up his resume. Kevin Durant is already established.
What's on his resume, Matt? Guess what's on his resume? Quitting in
nothing.
He quit last year. He quit.
Okay, all right. As Kevin Durant as the best player on a team outside of Golden State. What has he accomplished?
Bro,
he got to the finals.
He almost beat the Bucks by himself, bro. What are you talking about?
And he got to the finals and lost to LeBron.
Okay, so let's collect these adjectives. Okay, almost. What else we got?
Okay, what has Trae Young done?
No, but I just said.
I'll give you an adverb for Trae Young. Absolutely nothing.
Bro, this dude KD been the best player. He was the best player on the damn Warriors. Okay. Finals MVP.
Damon. Exclude the Warriors. Because they had a guy who just won the MVP of the finals without Kevin Durant last year.
And guess what they did, man? They went and begged for that nigga to come play for them.
But they won before him and they won after him. So to me,
he almost Matt.
No, hell no, Matt. You tripping.
KD almost single-handed. He had no help against the Bucks the other year. What was that, 2 years ago?
Hey, y'all boy Kyrie wasn't available.
Nobody played. And bro,
I got one better, Damon.
Hey,
he ain't had no help against LeBron in Game 3.
Let me say this, man, because I got to go pick up my Coney dog. Listen, man. If KD wore a size 12, he would have single-handedly beat the Bucks' ass in the playoff with a fully loaded Bucks team. Let me tell you something. You get KD, Trae, and DeJounte. Don't sit here and tell me you're not thinking finals. Don't even say you ain't thinking finals.
But Damon, all I'm saying is this summer, right? We tried to offer DeAndre Hunter and John Collins with Durant, and they won't even pick up the phone.
Why?
Bro, you gotta give more than that.
Matt, watch this. Because they was never going to trade KD. Why you think they went ahead and fired the coach like he wanted? They catered to him. But now with Kyrie gone and Harden going to leave, okay? Harden not happy, okay? It's an opportunity. Listen, if I'm the Nets, I'm blowing this shit up. I'm getting all the assets and all the young players I can get, okay? Blow it up. Get what you can for KD. This is an opportunity for us to make a run. Man, let me tell you something. Can you imagine that arena with KD in there? Trae, what? And you know,
well, that bitch would be lit up, boy.
And boy,
I sell so many damn tickets.
If we get KD ticket phone lines gonna be blowing up.
I think y'all are looking.
Nigga gonna be calling me for season tickets. I don't even sell them.
I think y'all are being a little nostalgic. Y'all looking at his career as opposed to
what's his average this year? What's his numbers this year, Matt?
No.
I'm talking
this year. His numbers are good this year. I'm talking about in the playoffs, Damon. I don't care about the regular season. I'm talking about.
So you can't say that. Hold up. You can't use a cookie cutter area to say that somebody's over the hill or on the downside. A downside is a gradual downslope of performance. You can't say he's having a good regular season, but because of what he did last year in the playoffs, he's on the downside. You got to pick one.
Bro, let me
No,
tell you something,
he
man.
had a bad
Every
playoffs.
team KD been on, Matt, he has taken to the finals. Every last except the Nets.
Yeah.
Okay. He took
He
OKC.
haven't been on a lot of teams.
He took
He went.
OKC
He was
to
Oklahoma
he
City
took OKC.
with James Harden. They didn't make it after James Harden left, Demond. They didn't
Bro,
make the finals after James Harden
let me
left.
tell you something. Don't sit here and tell me KD wasn't the best player on the goddamn
No.
OKC
I'm
team.
saying that team was loaded. That's what I'm saying. That team was
That wasn't loaded.
So
You saying that
And they really lost, but they really lost because Kendrick Perkins tore his ACL.
remember James Harden was a
Also,
six
they got
man.
cheated.
He was just getting starters minutes. So won't nobody sitting here saying, wow, this is a loaded team. No, the team they lost to in the final was loaded, which was Miami. That was loaded. Okay. He went to
It turned out to
he
be
goes,
loaded. They got cheated.
hey, the Warriors win 73 games and they still beg for this motherfucker to come to their team, bro.
But okay,
they waited for this dude.
Demond. So last year's championship don't nullify what he did. Not nullify it completely, but last year's championship with Golden State you're not a little like looking at him a little bit differently.
Why would I listen to me, Matt? They look without KD, they won a title, but they still went and waited for this dude to come. They Draymond and them beg, bro. They flew all the way to New York to beg for this dude, and they They didn't need him, Matt. So what I'm trying to tell you was this: they might have won they won the championship before him. They won one when he left. But guess what? At the end of the day, they still begged for his ass to come to their team, even though they didn't need him. But that's how good KD is. You know why they did it? They did it because you make your enemy weaker by just taking some of their players. So now they ain't got to worry about OKC because OKC should have beat their ass, but they tricked it off.
So some.
This last thing, Demond, would you be satisfied if we trade? Like I said, we got rid of 7 guys for Kevin Durant and Joe Harris.
Get them out of here.
And Kevin Durant gives you the same playoff performance he gave you last year against Boston.
I'm willing to take that.
You don't know that you don't know he gonna do that.
Matt, you know what? I'd rather sit here a year or 2 years from now talk about rebuilding, but at least I can say, you know what? We went all in. We made a run. Instead of, guess what, Matt? The same shit we do every year. Oh, guys, let's grab the players and let's develop them. Bro, how long are we gonna develop these dudes?
What?
You got time for that, bro?
Murray?
I'm 45, Matt. I'm tired of developing.
Man, ain't nobody got time for that shit, bro.
I don't like analysts. Analysts got 80 years ahead of him. My time is short. And I done wasted 35 of the years root for this sorry-ass organization. They need to make a move. Get me a goddamn superstar on this team. That's so we can compete.
Now, Matt.
Everybody who younger than me got all this patience. Man,
Matt, you got, hold on one second. Matt, you gotta realize, to answer your question, the people are looking at Durant in a little different way since the Warriors won. However, that don't take away from the greatness that he got. All they saying is for people to give him his 100% just due on his career, he just need to win a title without the Warriors. But that don't mean that he on the downturn though.
No, I'm not just talking about the Warriors. I'm not just talking about the Warriors. I'm talking about, like I said, last year versus Boston.
Bro, every damn player done had that, bro.
But I'm saying,
except LeBron.
That coupled with the injuries, his age, there's a lot of factors that go into that.
So
okay, you got, bro. When you step up, bro, no matter who you got, you can have LeBron James on the court. Hell, there's a risk of injury.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you put it all together, I'm not saying I wouldn't put a package to try to.
Demond, it got to be 70 degrees outside. So, just like he say about Nate, it got to be 70 degrees outside, where everybody got to have fellatio in the morning, right after breakfast. Everything got to be perfect for Matt to make the deal. Golly.
So something I would come to the table with, and listen, the reality is that if you're gonna make a deal with Brooklyn, and listen, I'm all open to making a deal to get Kevin Durant. I would be the one calling. I'll be the one blowing up their phone every single day. Now, do I want to give up DeJounte Murray? No. But if it came down to this is the last day, and DeJounte Murray would push it over the edge, minus a guy or minus a pick, plus I would do it now because obviously Kevin Durant is better than DeJounte could ever dream of. Now, I would tell Brooklyn. I know y'all like John Collins. Okay, we'll start there because of the money. I'll send you John Collins. You're gonna have to either give up one of Jalen Johnson, Onyeka, or AJ.
All the motherfuckers can go. It's not AJ though. Not AJ.
I'm not
The
touching
other
AJ.
ones can go though.
I'm not touching AJ. I will put him on the table. I'm thinking value, right? I'm thinking what I want back. I'll say I would. It hurts, but I'm getting a superstar, right? And listen, I'm all about to get talent. You got to give up talent. I would send back Jalen Johnson. Okay. I would ask if they have some interest in Bogdanovich just to see. Some teams just because they're rebuilding don't mean they don't want good players necessarily back. So I would ask they wanted Bogdanovich. I would go 23 unprotected, 29 unprotected, the Sacramento draft asset, and a 2028 pick swap unprotected. I wouldn't if they wanted 24, I would look at it. But the reason I'm making such an aggressive offer, and I don't think this would get it done in totality, but Kevin Durant has 3 years left on his deal. To me, he hasn't shown any sign of decline. I think he's looking at
laying the egg don't mean you're on the decline, bro. What Tom Brady did all last season was a decline.
And so
that's a decline.
Looking at what he was doing before he got injured, I mean, the man was averaging 30 points. I think he was averaging 8 rebounds, 5 assists on almost 59% shooting. And listen, he has Gerald, and listen, this is just a testament to Kevin Durant. This man this season got more blocks than Clint Capella by 200. By 200.
He got 200. He got 200 more blocks than Clint. Or you like just saying he got a lot more?
That ain't hard to do.
That he says hard.
Matt, you go out there and do it.
In totality of
make me 6'10".
In totality of a couple years. This season is by like I gotta look at it. But in totality, right? This man not a center. So I would do I think you now with this I would try to keep DeAndre out of the conversation, but I would give up DeAndre in the deal. I would push to keep Collins then, but I want my lineup to either be Trey, Murray, KD, John, and Capella, or Trey, Murray, Hunter, KD, and Capella. If they want a Capella, they can take Capella, but I'm not gonna, I'll take back Joe Harris, to get for them to get off his money. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a solid shooter. I would take back Joe Harris and kind of whoever else they wanted me to take back. But that will leave us with a remaining of Trae Young, Kevin Durant, DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella, Onyeka Okongwu. I don't know if I mentioned DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, Joe Harris, Aaron Holiday. You'll have to figure out the rest of the roster. But go ahead.
You're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to give up more than that. I think it'll probably take.
I said I'm willing to give up more. It's just I'm not touching AJ though. I'm not touching AJ.
It's probably gonna have to take Collins automatically because of the numbers.
Right.
Collins got to go. Collins and Bogey already off the rip because of the money, and then you can throw JJ. You're gonna have to throw a Okongwu in there because somebody else gonna have to pay him the money that he's gonna garner when it's time for him to go to the contract table.
So you would put Onyeka in there?
Yeah, I would. I'll put Onyeka in there, like I said, because when his contract is up, he gonna garner a lot of money. Because he got he all NBA defender. He just don't play enough minutes.
Right. Okay, so
but to
that
probably
right
qualify.
there, they're probably going to want to dump some more. Now, would you do it if they said you got to take off Ben Simmons?
You got to what? Oh, Ben Simmons would have to come here?
Right, for them to get off his money.
Yeah, he can just play the 4.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
He just have to
Now,
he have to just play
Ben
the
Simmons,
4
Ben
because he's
Simmons,
not gonna come off the bench.
Because the only reason I'm saying that is because the guys that you said, if we were just getting KD for those guys, they would actually take on more money, and I don't think they'd be willing to do that. So
I'll take Ben Simmons.
Okay, or they'll probably throw some like Joe Harris and Patty Mills at you.
well, let me tell you something.
I don't want Patty Mills.
They ain't gonna ask for they ain't gonna give you guys Ben Simmons, because let me tell you something. Ben Simmons right now is viewed as a negative asset, and I mean I may be on the minority here. I think he's still got potential. He's a good defender. Offensively, we know he's scarred, right? But no matter how you look at him, he's not worth the contract he's being paid. I'm not disputing that. I just think that he's very. I think at this point he's kind of underrated because everyone shits on him, because obviously they lost that trade for James Harden. There's no disputing that. But he's still he's still a well above average defender who can guard 1 through 5. And I think that if you look at him like that, he's a valuable asset.
Ben
and the good thing attesting to how Matt likes his pace, Ben Simmons gets the rebound. He ain't nothing but pace.
It's true. He does, and he playmakes so really well. Nobody really alludes to that. His scoring is down, but he playmakes really well. Really well.
I'm good on. I like Ben, but I'm disappointed.
I ain't saying I want him, but if I had to take him,
right,
I could take him and find something for him to do.
Right.
So, but
I'm with you. And what I'm saying is they're not going to give him anyways. Like I'm not saying that like for him to come to the Hawks. I'm saying that just in general, he's an overrated or like an underrated player right now, because yes, the contract that he's getting paid, he don't deserve it. I agree with the way he's playing, the way he's scoring, but he is at this point of his career, he's an underrated player because everyone's shitting on him. He still plays solid defense, and he's still young, and that's why the Brooklyn Nets wouldn't give him up in any trade here, because he could still be a good starting piece for somewhat of a rebuild, because at the very least he has years in terms on his contract. So if he does turn his play around and he gets more touches and he goes to the
I disagree with that, Jordan, because he already been part of one rebuild. They ain't going nowhere.
No. But what I'm saying is his value is so low right now that the worst thing you can do is have him come back for another season, increase those numbers, and then flip him and get better assets for him later, where he can be moved to a contending team. It's not necessarily in the interest of Ben Simmons, but it's in the interest of the Brooklyn Nets, because his value right now is super low. Like nobody's trading for his contract and what people view him as, in that's a limited scorer. You're not going to get
that helps Ben Simmons though.
But Jordan, I'm also saying that helps Brooklyn because they would get off the money.
Yeah, if he's not playing to his contract, it makes sense to get off the money. Just like we dealing with John.
Well, if you're a rebuilding team, in fairness, you don't really, and like this is coming from somebody who's looking towards a rebuild. I mean, it might look like the Raptors aren't going to be contending, right? Like it looks like we're selling everybody, right? But in my perspective, right, if I'm a rebuilding team, I'm okay with taking on cap space because it allows me to obtain picks. It allows me to do all these other things when I decide to move assets. Keeping cap space is actually a valuable thing in the NBA, believe it or not. Not if you're a contending team. You obviously want to get rid of that cap as much as possible. But if the Brooklyn Nets, let's get this straight, okay? If the Brooklyn Nets are trading KD as well, this is a team that's not going anywhere. Okay, so they don't care if they hold on to some cap space to increase trade value of players, and that's just the bottom line. And no matter what we say here,
I'm saying they won't have cap space. They'll have a $44 million luxury tax bill. No, I'm sorry.
But if you get rid of
I'm sorry. That's what Kyrie Irving. They'll still be over the luxury tax if they keep Ben Simmons in that deal.
But not if they get rid of KD. Not if they get rid of KD.
The package that Jero put together is 50 million head. Now KD's making 44, so it doesn't have to be Ben Simmons. I was asking if y'all would take.
But they can play around with it. They can play around with it. I just, in my opinion, I just don't see. Yeah, if put it this way, and I mean it might just be me, right? Okay, like put it this way, as a Raptors fan, right? The Raptors are looking towards a retool most likely, right? I mean I highly doubt we go for a guy like KD considering where our record's at, right? But we have Pascal on the books. Okay, and we might be retooling. You think we're just going to get rid of Pascal? It's unlikely we trade him this year, right? It's been coming out that it's unlikely that we move him. Okay, that's a 35+ million player on the books that they want to re-sign, let alone get rid of. Okay, and they're looking towards a restarting or a retooling
I thought they
situation.
wanted to rebuild through Scotty Barnes.
We do, but the thing is, I think you get rid of. We just have a roster right now, Ticket, that's like all 5 guys are very capable players who can play, right? Not necessarily all-star caliber players, but all really good players that fit the role well, right? And the thing is that we're struggling with is we're just not giving Scotty enough touches. If you get rid of a guy like Fred VanVleet and you get rid of a Gary Trent Jr. and an OG Anunoby, him and Pascal will get enough touches, and it'll increase Scotty Barnes. Let me tell you something. Scotty Barnes has been balling recently. I don't know if you guys have been following, bro, but he has been for the role that we put him in. He's been balling out there, and he plays great defense. So I mean, he has a lot of potential to be something special as well. So I'm all in for us. Like analysts, you were alluding to it yesterday about the Atlanta Hawks kind of retooling, and it's the draft year to do it, man. I mean, I'm telling you, this draft is going to be nuts, and the players coming out of this draft are going to be crazy. Mind you, if you can go after a guy like KD, I'm all game for you guys doing that. And I know it sucks to hear, but for a Raptors fan,
draft.
right. But from a Raptors fan perspective, right? From a Raptors fan perspective, between Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby, we're gonna get some serious draft capital back for those two. And this is the draft year to do it. And we have our picks unprotected. We don't give up picks. So we have our picks unprotected. And if we decide to tank after the deadline, I mean, we could be looking at a top 10 pick. And I mean, in this draft, a top 10 pick is the cream of the crop. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's not forget, if you keep, in my opinion, and I'm not just saying this as a Raptors fan, I think executives and other people from the outside would agree. But if you're looking at this Raptors team with Scotty Barnes and Pascal, and you had another bona fide piece to that's solid coming out of this draft, I mean, the ceiling of this team is pretty significant already. And we have some good draft prospects in the rotation already. Delano Banton's going to come back and he could be something special. So we always draft well and we always produce well. So I don't really think losing a guy like Fred VanVleet or Gary Trent's going to be a huge loss, but I'd actually like to keep Gary Trent. Gary Trent's a nice piece, and we'll see what happens. But I'm okay with losing the rest of the season. We're 23-30, so 24-30.
Gary Trent, analyst Gary Trent. I was telling you about him last night. You know.
I like Gary Trent Jr.
So
he's good. He's good, bro.
Gerald, I would be more, and Damon had left, but I would be more invested in the move for Durant if I didn't see him come to Brooklyn, destroy that roster.
No, hell no, man. You ain't gonna do that. Hell no. That was not his fault. That was the only one. He was the only loyal one.
Exactly.
Agreed.
And that's
he was the only man. He was the only loyal one.
Matt.
You put all the blame on Kyrie Irving and none on him. And
No, Matt.
No, it was him and James Harden.
James Harden too. Those two fucked both of those years up. It was not KD. KD's been producing since he got there. Let's not pretend.
He's been the only one consistent with staying on the court and playing.
Yeah, you can't do KD like that.
I'm not talking about on the court. I'm talking about
y'all boy Kyrie. He came in. Kyrie Irving.
How did he, bro? He was one of the day ones. Like, how you gonna say he fucked up the roster?
Kyrie Irving came in and won everybody gone.
First of all, the Nets didn't want Kyrie Irving. The only reason they got him is because Kevin Durant made Kyrie Irving part of the package deal. They didn't want Kyrie Irving.
That was the
Kyrie Irving said he wanted to come, and KD said, "All right, you can come." But it wasn't like how Paul George was like he had to come to.
What happened was that, but their names were already attached. But Kevin Durant was gonna go to the Knicks, and then Kyrie said, "No, let's go to Brooklyn. Let's build our own."
That was Kyrie,
and that's what happened. He's always been the heaviest voice now.
No. Kyrie Irving influences Kevin Durant greatly, but I'm saying that the Nets, if you go back and read, the Nets was not gun ho about getting Kyrie Irving. They knew that it was a necessary.
They didn't think they could get. They didn't think. Well, I guess they didn't think they'd get them together or whatever. But
that's one. Two, he get there. Immediately makes them overpay for DeAndre Jordan, trades Jared Allen, who some of y'all love.
Y'all had
Made them trade Jared Allen
for James Harden.
He didn't make them do that.
Yes, he did. When he got there.
No, he didn't. As you say, he highly influenced.
Okay, fine. He highly influenced them.
And Matt, you know Kyrie.
And at that time, DeAndre Jordan was still DeAndre Jordan. Nobody knew he was gonna fall off a cliff that quick.
Oh yeah, that was quick. That was quick.
Okay,
though.
well that's what I'm saying about Durant. It was quick.
He
right?
fell and hit hard.
Bro, he didn't fall off. He averaging 30. How the hell what cliff he falling off? Tom Brady is a cliff.
All right. So he did. So that's 3 bad moves. Then okay, fine. He didn't get rid of. Hold on.
But you putting it all on KD.
He didn't get rid of Kenny Atkinson. He just sat there and closed his mouth and didn't say anything when they ran Kenny Atkinson out of town.
That was Kyrie Irving, Matt.
Okay, fine. Hey, Gro, how do I?
Matt,
hey, Gro.
Hold on, time out. Wasn't Kyrie Irving the one that said we don't even need a coach?
That's exactly
and
what
who
he
was
said.
sitting right next to him co-signing it?
No.
Bro, is you gonna disagree with your teammate in public?
How y'all gonna hold one man?
Oh my God, bro. Kyrie his own man, bro.
Matt, listen,
how y'all not gonna hold another whole grown man accountable?
Why am I holding him accountable for something some other motherfucker said?
Because
Matt,
what?
Listen, this is
Kevin Durant ain't that man. That's his friend. That ain't his mama.
This is exactly why, and this is exactly why I have.
But Matt over here reaching, bro.
This is exactly why I have.
So how do I?
Matt just don't want to see the Hawks without Onyeka Okongwu.
No. Gerald and y'all telling me y'all telling me the player that they wanted when they got the cap space was Kevin Durant. That was
they
the
wanted
that the
both.
Nets wanted.
They wanted both of them.
All right, fine. Even if they wanted, which they did.
Man, if it wasn't for Kyrie, they wouldn't be in Brooklyn.
Even if I take what y'all say and they wanted both, every move they made, you want me to believe that Kyrie Irving caught all the shots. Kevin Durant just sat there as a church mouse, didn't say anything. He let Kyrie Irving run shot and do whatever he wants at every turn.
If it wasn't for Kyrie Irving, they would never be in Brooklyn. They'll be across the.
You don't remember Stephen A. Smith letting out all the info?
They were going.
That's the main reason Stephen A. Smith was killing Kyrie on First Take. It wasn't that he was holding the vaccine and all that stuff against him. It was that whatever the reason was, he was leaving players out to dry that he convinced to come to the situation.
No, I'm not saying.
That's why James Harden left.
I'm not saying that they weren't a package deal. What I'm saying is, if the Nets had a choice, they would have taken Kevin Durant without Kyrie Irving. They had to take.
How you know that?
Because that's what the reports were at the time.
I need a works cited page right now, APA format.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get it to you. But okay. What's up, Mike?
I would say bro. I gotta go though. But I just wanted to reiterate the thing again that if we want to win a championship or at least truly compete for a championship, we're gonna have to let go of guys that's going to be quote unquote tough. That's including possibly a AJ. That's including possibly a JJ. That's a Okongwu. That's all those guys. Again, we are currently where we are because we were too afraid to do it 2-3 years ago. As soon as Trae Young basically made an all-star game, or you knew Trae Young was above basically or ahead of the curve as far as his development goes, and you can kind of truly hit yourself onto him and get to the playoffs, you should have started packaging up people, start trying to make some real moves and get folks in here. Jordan was alluding to the thing where Atlanta is in a weird spot. Other places that are quote unquote small markets are truly small markets. Atlanta is far from a small market. We are not a small market.
We're the 6th largest market in the country.
That's what I'm saying. When you're talking TV, actually, we are one of the bigger cities come basketball wise when you talk about rating of just watching NBA basketball games. Atlanta ranks towards the top of the list when it comes to that, like just NBA fans. Now, Talking Hawks fans, that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? So again, if Tony truly wants to sell tickets and make a lot of money, that boy will go try and get the Hawks a championship. If the Hawks make the finals, Atlanta being the way Atlanta is, and you hear how DJ said, I wanted to come here because of the culture, the Hawks is kind of like, it's a lot like Georgia, all right? I used to say this under Mark Richt. I used to be like, man, as soon as UGA win a championship, if we can, bro, it's going downhill. Like it's a wrap because we already got the talent in state. All we need to do is win on the big stage, and we gonna get
Mm-hmm.
everybody coming here. Everybody gonna want to be a dog. It ain't hard, we just needed to win. If the Hawks
I
can
posted it
just
for you,
get to the
Gerald.
doggone, if the Hawks can just get to the finals, I'm telling you, the floodgates will open. You'll have so many bandwagon Atlanta fans. You'll have so many players wanting to come to Atlanta and all the above. You would. So Tony, he got to understand that. Again, the man he with it, I would trade all these foods outside of Trey and maybe DJ because you want to have multiple stars. They ain't gonna just be one. But the rest of them, they on the chopping block. If I'm able to move them with whatever other picks I got left, I would do it. And I would piece the rest of this team together with a bunch of
Yep.
guys who can basically defend, come out here with heart on a night in and night out basis, and knock down an occasion shot. Like you said, knock down shooters or whatever, defend and knock down a shot. If you got a Trey, DeJounte Murray, and a KD, it don't matter too much who else you put out there as long as they
You can
professional
finish the
NBA
rest.
players. I ain't saying go get some guys
Yeah,
from
I
LA
agree.
Fitness, but long as you got true NBA players around them fitting in, that jump will work. Why? Because Trey is a top assist guy. He gonna get people buckets. KD is probably the most efficient person in the history of basketball. So
Yeah,
KD can drop 40 on a regular off of like 10 shot attempts. You be like, how is
you're
that
right.
possible? I don't necessarily know, but KD is just that efficient where he can do that. Bro, we overthinking it. That's just simple as that. We thinking too much, man. We think too much.
Yep.
I know it
And
hurt.
and and
I
Mike,
like JJ's
Huh.
potential. I like AJ's potential. I even like Double O. But again, we talking potential. Potential means that you have not necessarily done anything at the moment. It's about the future, and that's not guaranteed. It's not. We see Trey.
Potential get you
Okay,
fired.
even if potential get you fired
well,
too,
it might,
and
it might.
potential grows old. Potential grows very old once you get a certain age, and that's like after
And
about 24 or so, or something like that. But you need to
and
start being.
and
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Matt, and Mike, I agree. I just so I'm one of the people like if I all right, for instance, right? Let's say, you know, I'm just gonna throw it in my. I know Goodwill is not available. I'm just saying, it was like if a Giannis was available, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Although
giving up the farm for Giannis if it's somebody like that, but because he's on the
I
right
know,
side of 30.
I know in the back of my head, right? I know in the back of my head, bruh, I'll trade almost anybody except for these two guys for. But I'm not coming to the table offering that. I'm gonna come to the table offer something that is gonna make you think, and then we can raise it or
Y'all know
I
what this
agree.
was?
from
Let,
there.
let me say that real quick, Analyst. Not to interrupt, but I agree with you. No, you don't be no dummy and just go out there. I mean, bro, that's like with any type of negotiation. You selling something or something like that. You feel me? If somebody want to get something from me, I'm gonna try you even to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
If I'm okay with receiving $100, I'm gonna tell you 200.
right.
I'm gonna tell you 200 to see if you're
That's
gonna do
smart.
it or take it. And then if you come down to like 150, 175, I'm like, okay, I'm still 50 to 75 over what I was willing to
Yeah,
That's
ultimately
an
take.
extra
yeah,
50 cent
You know
dollar
what I'm saying?
exactly.
profit.
And
Yep.
in the NBA, right? If you're the team with the premium asset, you're the one calling the shots. That's the bottom line, right? If we're looking to move on Pascal Siakam, we're telling you the price, and then you dispute it. You ain't gonna come into the office here. We'll give you, AJ Griffin, first round here. No. They will tell you what they want, and then it's your job to try to convince them otherwise.
Well,
That's how it's good, and especially for KD.
I agree with that. But see, if I'm the general manager of the Hawks and I call, I'm going to say, "Hello, Sean Marks. I'm interested in Kevin Durant. I see he's requested a trade. All right, Mike, take care."
All right.
I'm like, here's what I'm put on the table. Like I said, I'm not gonna lowball. I'm not lowball you. I'm gonna put something respectable that's gonna make you think about it. Now, Jordan, what you're saying is quite frankly right. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for me, like, I'm a pretty, like, if you know, if I was like, I'm a pretty tough. I'm gonna fight to keep every single guy, because I really think AJ Griffin could be a nice piece. With
Yeah.
if you pull something like that off, he'll be a nice piece around those guys. And then
No, I got it. But the bottom line is assets like that, valuable young assets, you have to consider them one of two ways. One of the ways is that they're a key part of your future, right? But if you're going to make a move like this, that shit's got to go out the window, because you're talking about a championship window opening now. I know it sucks to hear, but look at a guy. Look at my situation. I mean, I can relate to this highly, right? It literally happened to my team, and yes, it worked out well for us. But here's how high I am on this, guys. If you could get KD and trade together, fuck the rest of it. If you can get KD and trade together, that team, their potential is endless.
Jordan, I would disagree with that, because typically, now you got an exception with Miami, but typically when you sell the farm, and the reason that it worked with Toronto, I mean, they had a lot of other factors that worked. You know, they had Nick Nurse, they had a good team around them. They didn't gut everybody to get Kawhi Leonard. So it's a different scenario. But if you're telling me I got to gut the roster, I love the Clippers.
You can do that. There's been ways, Matt, where it's worked. Even going through history, it's been times where that's worked.
I'm talking about in the last 5 years, the Clippers, it hasn't worked. The Lakers, yes,
but you can't cookie cutter, like you keep cookie cuttering situations.
I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. I just thought about this. I'm calling a third team, right? And that third team.
Hell no. No, you ain't. Why not? Them motherfuckers fleece your ass and end up with KD.
No. I'm calling now. I'm thinking.
If I got a chance to get KD, I ain't involving nobody.
No, but what if
superstars normally don't get put in 3-team deals for that reason?
But what if the Brooklyn Nets come to you and say you don't have enough, but you're close? I'm gonna involve a third team. Now this is a third team, right? The third team that I looked all over. I think what makes the most sense. I would call Bob Myers and the Warriors, right? And they've been now listen, just hear me out. They've been open to warning Bogdanovich, have been willing to move off of James Wiseman and or Moses Moody. Those are two young pieces that Brooklyn can covet, where Golden State gets some of Brooklyn's role players. They get Bogdanovich. We get Kevin Durant and some guys to take on some salary. And then draft pick wise, we'll fill up the compensation. Listen, if you're there's only so many players that a team can have under contract, right? So if I trade 10 guys for Kevin Durant, that trade's not going to work. But there are core guys, like I said, that I will trade in the deal. So I got my John Collins, obviously Bogdanovich because of the money. But out of the three, I'm willing to move on from Jalen Johnson, right? I'm looking at another young. I'm looking at the draft capital. I'm willing to gut the draft picks for Kevin Durant because it's 3 years of 30 points a game and super
or more if it goes well.
Because I don't listen. Kyrie is an excellent point guard. But he is nowhere near the passer that Trey is. So
I agree.
I'm thinking about the fit.
Here's the thing, analyst. You are negotiating, assuming you are the only team interested.
That's true. That's a good point.
You ain't gonna be able to do that. You gotta be number one. You're gonna have to outbid. That's why I said I don't want to do a third team, because I fuck around and that third team might have more attractive assets that they can give, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck I need you for?" They might even say, "Hey, we'll entertain it. What y'all looking at giving up?" And then that'll gauge them to like, "Oh shit, I can actually offer more value than that." Boom, I backdoor you and call them on the phone. and say, "Hey, bro, what y'all want for
Hey,
KD?"
Let me
I
say,
already know. I already
hey,
know what
hey,
Atlanta trying to give you.
let me say
I would
something real
not
quick. Let me say something
rule
real
out
quick,
a
guys.
return to
Hey,
Oklahoma City with
Go
Kevin
ahead,
Durant.
Demond. I just
hey,
want Demond to destroy that hot. I think it was a hot
yeah.
dog.
Man, that Tony dog was so fucking good, dog. Woo! I still got to finish these off real quick. To what the point that Anna was making, we for KD, and I was listening, thinking we might need that third team because we really don't have assets.
I'm scared of
I
that.
don't, I don't think we have
I
enough
feel like they're gonna
assets.
backdoor you.
Well, no, because when you involve a third team, you go get a third team who's not interested. So you'll
A
probably
rebuilding squad.
you're
A
looking at somebody
rebuilding.
like maybe who's the worst team in the league. You're looking at
Detroit.
somebody like that.
Detroit.
Yeah, you're looking at somebody
Detroit.
like that who they ain't trying to go after no KD. They trying to build what they have. So you involve a third team because you might need because guess what? Brooklyn can look at us and say, you know what? I like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy. I don't like
You know
what
would be a great
y'all
one. You know
have.
would be a great
So
team is
so Brooklyn could come to us and we could be like, okay, well, we'll talk to Detroit, see what type of assets they have,
yeah.
get them involved. But I'm gonna tell you like this,
Right.
man. Let me tell y'all something. I will, as a lifetime Hawks fan, I will take exactly what the Lakers did. I'll take exactly what the Raptors did because at the end of the day, no one can tell me when the last time the Atlanta Hawks organization actually went
That's
all
true.
in. They've never
Hey
done
guys,
it.
but
Demond,
just
Demond,
so
I'm
we're
not.
on the same page. But just so we're on the same page here, because what you just said is pretty fascinating here, Damon, because let's not pretend that at the time of that trade that the Raptors made, the Raptors didn't give up their best player on the roster.
No, what I'm
The
saying, you know
all
what?
NBA, consistent
Jordan,
all NBA DeMar DeRozan. So that's your Trae Young equivalent.
but
You
what I
would
was
give up Trae Young.
I agree because I know y'all was saying that earlier, speaking on the Kawhi deal, and I was going to say that, but I was stuffing my face that you know they gave up their best player. Now this
Yes.
is with us. This is the thing with us. It's all about what Brooklyn is trying to do.
Right.
If Brooklyn give up
Yeah.
KD, they're blowing it up. So
I agree.
So they're probably not trying to take on a Trae Young salary in the first place. Because if they were going to tell you if they want to take on Trae Young salary, they might as well just maxed out Kyrie Irving at 198.
I can't see
You
them
would think.
rebuilding. It don't. If they owe all the picks to Houston, I don't see them rebuilding. I mean, yeah,
Matt,
they
Trae
got a
Young,
couple back.
Trae Young,
Matt,
It don't,
Trae Young
man.
is
It don't
younger.
take but 1 year of taking
let me
on a
tell
whole
you
bunch
what's
of
gonna happen,
expiring
man.
contracts to rebuild.
Let me tell you what's going to
But
happen, Matt. The
with,
Kyrie move is it just started a domino effect because guess what?
I hope so.
Harden not gonna want to be there. KD stuck. He's stuck. So unless KD really will have to demand a trade because Brooklyn, they'll keep KD just to sell tickets. Okay, just so fans have a reason to come to the arena. So KD
Yeah.
demand a trade. And if I'm Brooklyn, if KD demand a trade, I'm blowing it, and I'm getting the most I could get for Kevin Durant. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
when it comes to the Hawks, listen, man, I don't know how long we gonna sit here and win 43 games. Okay. I don't know how long we're gonna sit here and get
Yep.
put out in the first round or get put out in the second round. Like we keep doing the same thing over and over and over. When are we ever gonna say, you know what, guys? Let's go all in. And guess what? As a fan, if they go all in on a superstar, it don't have to be KD, but a superstar, someone who is all NBA, and don't work out, I don't have a problem with that.
No, I agree with that. If we're talking
But
about Jason Tatum, if we're talking
you're not
about,
gonna
you know what
get
I'm saying?
Tatum. That's why I always say this. Go after a disgruntled superstar because they want to leave. You're not going to get a Tatum. He don't want to leave. You're not getting Jaylen Brown until he become a free agent, and he probably not going to leave Boston either because they're winning. Okay, you got to find people who don't want to be there. That's how you
Yep.
get the praise. No one's trading a star who don't mind being being in the organization. That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's why I always say that. A
I agree.
disgruntled superstar because he wants to leave.
Yeah.
So
And Damon, what I was saying earlier too, that can't really be disputed in this case, which is why I think the Mavericks nailed this one, is it's a rental, which a lot of people are turned off of, like Matt. Like they're like, okay, well, it's this year only. But the one thing that you can't say that we can honestly say about this, Damon, right? And this is how I believe. Kyrie, with the short term that he has on his deal, he wants the biggest bag he can get. He's going to be balling this year. The rest of this season, he's going to be playing at his best, and you know that.
And
you're going to get the best of Kyrie.
If you go look at his past 10 games. The dude, he been hooping for the
He's
Nets.
been hooping. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you something else. Now, this is what I mean. I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in the day, I used to say Travis Slink never believed in Trae Young because he never went after a star after year 2 like Cuban. This is Cuban's second time. Remember, he also went and got Porzingis when Porzingis was disgruntled.
And he didn't learn anything.
But guess what? It don't matter. Guess what? I bet you Luka learned now because guess what? Now you have a player in a Kyrie Irving who's what? A fucking champion. Excuse me, a champion. He's better than Luka Doncic. Luka can't ball better than him. Luka just has height over. Kyrie has a better bag. He performed at an elite level. He's won a championship. He hit the game-winning shot to win a championship against the 73-win Warriors, 73-win Warriors. It's nothing.
So Damon, you're convinced. So Damon, you're convinced that Luka Doncic, Luka Magic, is all of a sudden next week gonna roll the ball over to Kyrie Irving and
he ain't got no choice.
You know why, Matt? Because if this fails, if I'm Mark Cuban and it don't work, guess what I'm gonna tell Luka? Well, you need to make it work. I gave you this is your second all-star I've put beside you. You need to make it work. And guess what? Professionals can make it work. They can make it work. Because guess what Kyrie can do that none of those players can do that they got rid of. Bring the ball,
flash a rain,
create his own shot. He don't need screen. Kyrie don't need screens. He can create his own shot.
Damon, if you're talking about Cat, somebody that's very likely available this summer, I would do a lot. I would move a lot of pieces for Karl Anthony Towns.
What
next to Trae and Murray?
Now you know what, Matt? That's a good idea because guess what? Minnesota, they underachieving. They gave up all those assets to get Gobert. That's what I'm saying when I say look for people who disgruntled. If Minnesota don't make the playoffs, say they make the playoffs and they crash out, somebody gonna be available on that team, right? Could be a Cat. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for somebody like that. I'm just not gonna throw the bag
and just go through self-checkout
for Durant. And I could get, what I'm saying, and Cat is younger. Cat is to me a better fit.
But he's not a 10-time All-Star, Finals MVP, and
right now.
That's what.
Matt,
that's
right
why I
now.
use the word.
Let me tell you something.
Matt, let me tell you something. KD is 31 years old, 32,
34,
34, and he's still better than Cat right now. I'll take him over Cat right now at 34. See, you can't let the age. You can't worry about age. Look at production. Has KD's production dropped significantly since he's been 30?
He did in the playoffs last year.
Huh?
Bro, come on, man. Quit cookie cutter and stuff. He's averaging 30 right now.
Guess what? So has Trae Young. Trae Young shit dropped off in the playoff last year.
All right. This exclude last year. What about? I mean,
you can't compare Trae and KD.
No.
Can't do it.
I just
KD
said,
a two-time Finals MVP.
You can't even compare Trae and Kyrie.
Come on, man.
No. Kevin Durant is established. That's why I said you can't compare him because I'm not holding Trae to the same standard as Durant. Durant's already established. Trae's still building his resume. That's what I'm saying. Like the Miami series, I'm not really holding much.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, it's on his resume, but I'm saying
why
he has time to make up for it.
But why is it not important to you? It should be important to you.
Damon, what I'm saying,
that man's to let the politicking, Damon.
No, Damon, it is important. I'm saying the Boston series is more important because Durant has less time to make it up.
But what about the other 9-10 years?
Trae Young got 15 years to make up that Miami series.
How you know that?
He's 24.
How you know that? Everybody thought Brandon Roy had all this time too.
And Matt, but Matt, that was one time he did that.
No, the 3-1 series he dropped against Golden State and Oklahoma City. There's plenty of series you could go to.
That was Russell Westbrook, but he was on the team,
Again,
so you
it's
got to.
how is it always somebody else's fault with Kevin Durant? But it's
I
like
said
never
so. You
Kevin
got
Durant.
same reason they never Trey fault.
But you're talking about 1 year, Gerald. I could give you multiple years where Kevin Durant hasn't performed, but y'all gonna say somebody else.
But Kevin Durant has a ring
in Golden State with Stephen Curry and the crew.
Never mind.
I'm gonna hop off, boys. Pleasure as always. See you later.
Salute, George.
Demond, you had two accounts.
Matt, that don't matter, Matt.
Because
he got it done.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm not saying, yeah, Gerald. I'm not discounting the.
So why are you saying with the Warriors?
Because he won the championship with the Warriors. Outside of the he has them.
You saying that as if you discounting?
No, he has them on his resume. I'm just saying his resume as the lead dog, as the best player.
You're not
Matt.
He was the best player on the Warriors.
Matt, my guy, you're not gonna find nobody that check every category, check every block, my guy.
There is no such thing.
Not gonna fall perfect. Oh, this is the perfect. It ain't gonna happen like that.
So y'all telling me y'all wouldn't wait 2 months for Cat this summer?
No. Hell no, he did nothing.
What, Matt?
Bro, he been the lead dog and the Timberwolves ain't been to the playoffs since KG left.
But Matt, let me ask you this:
and Karl Anthony Towns is out with a significant injury right now.
When you go, you don't know if Cat is available. That's the thing. I'm waiting 2 months for what?
He's not good enough to put it together for a superstar package.
And I'm waiting 2 months for him not even to be when I got a chance. Now, this is what I'm saying. A good general manager is calling Brooklyn, and you at least kicking the tires on it. You at least getting a feel say hey, what y'all looking for KD. And you're gonna pay a lot. You're gonna pay a lot for KD.
It's gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be 3 years on contract.
Exactly. It's gonna be half the team.
Right.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Rather give up that lot.
You can still go get other players to fill the roster, man. That's not a problem.
All them players that we gonna give up are easily replaceable, except maybe 2.
But you're gonna get
have a
some
bunch
back
of TLCs
for salary.
You're gonna have a bunch of TLCs and Matisse.
It don't matter because guess what? If Trae Young is a superstar like you say he is, he should make those TLCs better. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Ain't that what superstars supposed to do? Make the players around them better, elevate other players?
No, not only that, a point guard, period, is supposed to make the players better.
I think Kevin Durant is an excellent player, Hall of Fame player, one of the best players in NBA history, no doubt.
You would never have a player available at his
caliber as good as him.
You will never have it.
That's like, bro.
Unless Giannis becomes available.
Matt, you know what that's like, and Gerald, I'm sure Gerald definitely know about this. That's like when a franchise quarterback become available in his prime.
Mm-hmm. No. Prime.
Yeah, it is.
If Kevin Durant was in his prime.
Yeah, it is.
No. Matt. What I'm saying is this: a player at a Kevin Durant status who ball like he currently balls and has been balling, they rarely become available. Just like good starting quarterbacks in the NFL. That's why you see teams was throwing that max money. I mean, them get that guaranteed money to the because
Tom Brady had to retire to go to the Bucks. Belichick wasn't about to trade him, and then also, and then I think the only time that a player has been traded where he was like in any part of his prime was really Peyton.
Okay.
Peyton was the only when he went to Denver. Then he got the neck injury.
No, he had the neck injury before he went to Denver.
But Matt, let me ask you
what the decline happened in Denver. I mean,
yeah, but he had already had the neck surgery because he was sitting out in Indianapolis.
I got you.
I mean, that's two different things.
Matt, like, I'm gonna ask you a question, right? How do you stop Trae, KD, and Murray?
Good question.
I think you would have to include Murray to get Kevin Durant. Because John Collins is not good enough to be the centerpiece of that deal.
What about DeAndre Hunter?
He's not good enough either to be the centerpiece of Kevin Durant. From Brooklyn. So you're gonna have. I mean, I think he is for us, but for them,
he just shifted to DeAndre Hunter.
I'm saying DeAndre Hunter is not. It's not enough. Him and John Collins is not enough to get.
You're
Kevin.
giving up. You're
It
giving up.
depends, Matt. It depends.
No,
It depends on what Brooklyn is trying to do. If Brooklyn is blowing it up, right? If they blow it up, they'll take a Hunter. They'll take the young players.
I can't see the now, especially when the Pelicans can give them Brandon Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they do that?
Because Brandon Ingram on max money, and when you blowing it up,
you don't take on max players.
Books.
The Pelicans not gonna.
They're not giving up Brandon Ingram.
They're not gonna trade him. You saw they were trying to trade Zion instead of Ingram. I mean,
they ain't traded Zion or Bi. Now the rest of them can go. But that's they two play.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's not a good fit. I'm just saying
the only team that may top us, the only team that may top us in an offer is maybe the Suns. Maybe the Suns. And that's
Golden State. Golden State, the only team that can trump us.
Yeah, they got better young
because they got everything. Yeah, they got everything.
Well, what Golden State picks look like? They still got their picks, analysts.
They only can trade 27 and 29.
Okay,
so
they could offer.
So they got 2 first-round picks. You saying?
Look, they could offer Wiseman, Kuminga. Like they
Moody,
but if Boston tried
Wiggins,
if Boston tried to trade Jason Tatum, I mean that would be the best player in any trade.
Why would Boston trade Jason?
Bro, why are you talking about Boston? They already said.
Why would they go after KD? They don't need KD.
They're trying to get him this summer.
Yeah, without trading for him, they ain't trying to.
They ain't trying to do it. Yeah, they ain't trying to trade for him. Of course, if he in contract talk, you gonna kick the tires on him. But you're not giving up nothing.
Or even Brooklyn this.
Matt,
even you know what? Everybody is available, not named Trey and Murray. But guess what?
No, you're gonna have to give up Murray. You're gonna have to give up Murray.
Listen,
I say Trey and Hunter.
Listen, I'm keeping Murray or Hunter. I'm keeping one of them. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of them gonna stay. And guess what?
What about AJ?
And I ain't even gonna front. You know what? At the end of the day, I probably would keep Hunter because guess what? You're gonna have to extend Murray in a year, so at least you
already paid Hunter.
Yeah, you already paying Hunter, so we already got that factored in at $100 million. That Murray gonna demand probably 160 and up max money. So
which I wouldn't pay him.
If they want Murray, hey, get him up out of here. Give me KD.
You ain't gonna pay him max. Somebody will though.
Yeah, they gonna pay it. Just like people told me nobody was gonna max out DeAndre Ayton, and guess what happened? They maxed him.
I mean, I mean, Kevin Durant, I like Kevin Durant, his career, his history. If you're looking at, the arc of his career, like,
Matt too safe.
Where we are today, February 5th.
Type of dude, you could be an Olympic swimmer. Matt can have a son. He'd be an Olympic swimmer, and Matt still be like, hey, man, put your life vest on when you get in the kiddie pool, son. Matt just a safe guy, man.
Okay. No, I'm not.
But there's never been a safe general manager that won a championship.
No, I'm not.
Never.
Not safe. I'm not. All I'm saying is Toronto, when they traded for Kawhi Leonard, Musa Ujiri was up against the clock. He had 9 months to make something shake, or he was gone.
That don't matter. He still went for it. He still could have stood. He still could have stood pat.
Who gonna do that? Stood pat
and had faith in DeRozan.
He still could have stood pat.
He could have had faith in DeRozan and Kyle Lowry to try to win a championship, which they always fail. So he said, you know what? I'm gonna take DeRozan.
Or he could have took his chances with a new coach.
And the only reason they failed was because they kept running to LeBron.
Yup.
But I'm just saying, like, Landry is not up against the clock with 9 months left on his
It ain't about that, Matt. It's about going for it, period. Do you want to go for it or not?
Gerald, what I'm saying is that pressure from losing your job in 9 months necessitated the move that he made.
You shouldn't need that. You shouldn't need that to put the best product on the floor as possible.
Yeah, the general manager.
You shouldn't need to be 9 months away from being in the unemployment line to put your best foot forward as a GM. That's lazy.
And I don't think Ujiri did that. I think Ujiri saw opportunity to get the team better, and he went for it.
No, y'all go back and read it.
I mean, Matt, you can't, Matt, you can be right. You could be right. It could have been a perfect storm to where it just happened like that. I'm just saying that it shouldn't have took that. Is all I'm saying for him to do his job.
Even Musa Ujiri doing that, he didn't trade for, a 35-year-old, Kevin Durant. He traded for a 27-year-old.
How old is KD?
34-year-old Durant. How old is he? 34 or 33?
Bro, you got like 34 old, bro.
That's not old in today's NBA. It ain't old because the rules ain't the same.
LeBron is 38 and averaging 27, 8, and what? 7?
Yeah, that don't matter no more, man.
Come on, bro. The reason I'm not concerned about his age is because he's averaging 38 and 5 on almost 59% shooting.
That's like a Honda with 200,000 miles on it. That don't really matter no more.
No, all you gotta do is change the oil on that bad boy.
And he has 3 years left on his deal. If he had 1 year left and he was declining, then maybe not. But he hasn't shown any sign of.
He just had a bad series. That don't necessarily mean.
It wasn't even a bad series when they throw Tatum and the other biggest guy at you.
Oh my goodness! All right, so that's what I'm saying. What if that was just a precursor to what's the follow?
What are you talking about precursor if he averaging 30 right now?
He's averaging. He is averaging 30. I'm just saying when
the playoffs come, 59 every way not to get this guy, man.
30
points, 7 rebounds. Let me tell you something. And I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Hey, when Matt don't like you, bro, Matt gonna find a reason not to have you on his team.
I like Kevin Durant.
Hey,
I really do.
I don't want KD, man. Why not, man? He averaged 30. He averaged 30 points on 56% shooting. Matt be like, but what did he do in the playoffs?
And then this motherfucker talking about you don't worry about the shooting percentage. What's the catch and shoot? Man, what the fuck?
Because Gerald, it's with Kyrie Irving and
what the fuck that mean?
Hey, but you know what? Ticket. Matt won't answer that question when it's Trey time. Hey, what's Trey?
Exactly. I told you Matt need to go into politics.
Hey, y'all remember when KD came on the floor and hit that shot on one leg?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, he was clowning against us, man. What are you talking about?
It was nothing but that.
Like I said, I think y'all.
Matter of fact, didn't KD and Kyrie take over the game and beat us? They hit the KD.
I think they scored 70. I think they combined for 73. Yeah. Or something like that.
Matt,
so what if Durant comes here?
Just imagine Trey and
hey, Matt, stay with the what else, bro. He stayed.
All right, hit me with the what if, Matt. I got. All right, I'll answer.
All right. Let's say this is Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn all over again. He comes in. He say, "I don't like this guy. Trade this guy. I don't like this guy. Trade that guy. Fire this coach.
Well, thank you. Get rid of Nate,
go pay my homeboy over here."
Right? That wouldn't be the case. It's Trey's team.
No, it's not no more. It's Kevin Durant's team now.
No, if you come to Atlanta, you already know it's Trey's team, bro.
Until we start winning, it's KD team.
I'm saying business wise, it's Trey's team.
Let me tell you
they already know that.
Let me tell you something.
It can still be Trey's team, and he don't have to be the number one option.
If KD came here, KD gonna be the number one option. Trey know that.
Oh, that's true. I'm saying I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, bro, let's be real. People know who's better than them in certain things and what they better than other people in certain things. KD come here. What the fuck is Trey Young gonna tell KD about anything?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So Kevin Durant. So now
you know Trey love.
But KD can give Trey a whole lot of wisdom on winning.
Exactly. He could put him on the
game. And that's what Trey needs. Trey needs somebody that can buck up to him and there ain't gonna be no consequence for it.
He needs somebody who's way more successful than he is, so he'll shut up and listen.
Yeah, he that's the only thing he hasn't really had for the majority of his career is veteran leadership. and the veteran leadership he has had has not been. Yeah,
I'm finna mess around. You know, I'm only 2.5 hours from Dallas. I'm messing around, go see these motherfuckers play. I need to see this.
You ain't lying.
What you say, Matt?
And we're not even talking about the money aspect. How we
what
know
about the money?
Don't want to pay
we can make the money work. That ain't no problem.
Yeah, that ain't shit.
But that was the main reason. That probably was. Well, at least that's what Travis said.
Ooh, that's a shot at you right there, Matt. What you think about that right there, Matt? Oh.
No, I mean I don't have a problem with that because I mean Kevin Durant's a better player, obviously. But what I'm saying is,
Matt, how much do you value winning a championship? Just one.
What
it gotta be?
Is it at the top of your list? Be honest.
Not if you don't include Trae Young. If you don't include Trae, Matt don't give a rap.
Let me ask you this. I gotta rephrase the question. Do you value winning a championship as soon as possible, or you want to be in contention to winning as soon as possible? Even if that means you're not guaranteed to win, but you're in a conversation, or do you want to be where the odds are in your favor as soon as possible?
I do want to expedite winning a championship. I'm saying if I felt this move guaranteed us a championship, I would say cool. Like what the Lakers did with Anthony Davis.
Don't nothing guarantee it, Matt.
Not guaranteed, but I'm saying
especially with what we've been doing ain't guaranteed shit.
Now Matt, when the Lakers gave up all those assets to get Anthony Davis, they said we got the two of the 5 best players in the league. The West is weak. We feel like we can steamroll our way to a championship.
Well,
and they did.
Matt,
that didn't even guarantee him that.
And they did.
It did.
And they did steamroll through the
playoffs. No, it didn't. They didn't dominate nowhere. They won.
Wait,
but
Gerald, yes, they did. Because remember, before COVID, before Rudy Gobert did what he did, they were 27-3. They were the top defensive team in the NBA.
No, I'm saying in the playoffs they didn't dominate.
Okay.
Playoffs they didn't dominate.
I got you. Okay. No,
because when you get to that time, it's really about the matchup.
Now
you ain't
listen. I'm not like I said. I feel like listen. You get Kevin Durant on this team. That is a tough trade.
We're tough out, bro.
That is no team can really guard that, right? Don't throw a shooter on the team because
pick your poison.
Okay, all right. I got a question for y'all. Is Kyrie Irving better than Trae?
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
What Trae better than him? What is Trae better than Kyrie at? Name it.
Just passing. That's it.
Okay.
Passing. That's it.
I give him the passing. Trae a better passer, but Kyrie better than everything else. He got better handles. Better bag. He's
better defense.
Come on now.
Okay.
He better at everything else.
All right, perfect. So if Kyrie Irving is better than Trae, and he hasn't been able to, including last year when they were healthy, hasn't been able to get at least to a conference finals with Durant, what makes you think Trae and Durant can get to a conference finals?
What makes you think Trae and Murray finna get us somewhere?
No, Matt. That's actually a good question. But the thing that invalidates the question is that Kyrie isn't in a space where he got to prove himself because he done it already. Right now, it's just a matter of how many times he can do it.
And also, I think Trae's passing would 120% compliment Kevin Durant. Listen, I believe Trae Young and Kevin Durant is a force. And listen. You would, to me, you would become
Trae and Durant in a pick and roll.
You will become way better.
Analysts know what's up. Analysts can see it. Look at it. He like, I can see it. KD.
I just think a lot. I think not saying any of y'all.
We may have our first.
Matt is in love. Matt is in love with the process, and ain't nothing wrong with that. He like projects. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But see, the problem is this.
But
how long we been going through this project?
Right? No, that's true. We want a championship
I
But
got
Matt,
right now.
Matt, when you
understand
Matt,
that.
when you bring up a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, right?
Perfect
How do you-
fit.
Yeah.
We can win right away. Right? It's a
How?
better fit.
Hey man, you
Huh?
know what I figured? No, you know what? Let me tell you something, man. This is what Matt is.
But
Matt
Karl
wants us to
Anthony Towns
win.
ain't-
He wants us to win, but Matt want to win his way.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Matt want to win with his moves, his
And
coach,
his players,
his system, his players. If it ain't the way Matt want it,
he don't want.
Matt will find a way to discredit anything we got to say, bro. I'm telling you.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
no,
Matt,
I mean,
but
I mean,
Matt
KD,
just said
but
Karl
KD,
Anthony
but
Towns.
I-
He'd rather have
I-
Cat over KD.
You rather have Cat than Kevin Durant?
Karl Anthony Towns would never sniff KD
Matt, you rather have Cat than Kevin Durant?
ever.
I'm saying if
Ever.
I'm giving up, if I'm giving up.
No,
that,
yes or no? Would you rather have Cat or Kevin
Matt.
Durant?
I mean, I would. I mean, of course, Durant's the better player, but I'm saying it depends what I have to give up to get him. If I have to give
Matt,
up 8
I
players
wouldn't
to get
even.
him,
Matt,
Bro, we already know we got to give up a haul to get Kevin Durant.
I have to give up less to get
I would.
Cat.
I wouldn't even touch JJ to get Cat or Onyeka or I wouldn't touch.
Yeah.
Players. I wouldn't touch
Hey
none of my
Matt,
young players.
how
to
you
get
gonna
him.
say and to go back with what Matt was saying earlier? So, Cat has Gobert, D'Lo, and
Anthony Edwards.
And Cat has failed multiple times.
and they a 500 ball club. What makes you think him coming here gonna elevate? He can't even elevate his own team.
Hold on. One. He's
Who's
never
been
played with a player like Trey. That's one. Yes,
Matt.
D'Angelo Russell ain't touching Trey Young. Come on
Matt.
now.
Matt,
Come on.
Anthony
Patrick
Edwards is
Beverly.
taking.
Who he had played with?
Hey, who would you rather have, Matt? Who better, Anthony Edwards or Trey Young?
Overall,
Yeah, he got to think on this one. Look at him. He
No,
knows.
no, Trey Young better than Trey better than Ant Man. Trey Young better than Ant Man now.
I'd rather have Ant Man.
No, Trey better than Ant Man now.
I mean, it's not easy. That's not an easy. That's not an easy question.
Ant Man 6'6".
Anthony Edwards is
6'5".
taking over the Wolves organization.
But Ant Man got to do something in the playoffs to give me an All Star. Give me something.
He got to get there first. He only been there 2 years.
But
No, I'm saying, but Trey was an All Star starter his second year.
Karl Anthony Towns
And ain't get back the next year.
No, I know, but I'm saying Ant got to give me something.
Hey, I like
Hey, Anna, what's Ant Man numbers this year?
Oh,
probably averaging 23, something like that.
I got it right here.
I was like, man, what do we have to do to get him?
He averaging 24, 6, and 4.
That's not bad. That's right.
He's been the
That's
main
right.
Girl, if you've been watching
give me him over Murray for sure.
But Trey 27 and 10 though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, watch this. Analyst. What's Ant-Man shooting from the field and from 3?
I was just about to look that up. I got it right here. Okay.
So y'all telling me y'all want to take Cat?
Hold on. Cause you know Matt don't like the
Ant-Man is shooting 46% from the field.
Who's shooting 46%?
That's good.
Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And he's shooting 39% from 3.
And what Trey shooting to get his 27 points?
I like Ant-Man. I do. I wanted. I was hoping.
So Damon, we can say you can debate that Ant-Man's having a better year than Trey Young, but I ain't gonna say he's better than Trey Young though. I ain't gonna do that.
He could give me more than what Trey give me.
Or at least not yet. Not yet. I'll put it like that.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all with Trey. Okay, Trey, to me, he's not gonna lead us to a title, bro. I hate to say it. I wish he would. He's not.
I don't think Ant-Man would either.
Let me say this. Let me say it like this. He's not gonna lead us being the number one option. Trey Young is a better player when he's a playmaker first. When he making plays, getting people involved. That's where he is. That's where he's elite at. He's not an elite shoot. He can't shoot. Okay, he's shooting terrible this year. Rookie year numbers. He's terrible from 3. He need to stop shooting them shit just like John Collins because he's terrible this year. Okay, and listen, I think Trey Young, when you put a player like a Kevin Durant beside a Trey, okay, and Kevin Durant is our real number one
Did
option,
this man just say?
I think you'll see I think you see Trey Young. I think you see a better Trey Young. Okay. I think you'll see a better Trey Young because now he really don't have to worry about, oh, I need to get in my bag. Now, I think could happen is this. I think Trey Young has a short man complex. And I think if you bring somebody like a KD here, I think Trey Young, he'll be intimidated by that because he likes to have the shine. And what somebody need to tell Trey Young is this.
And Trey like KD.
No one cares that you average 27 and 10 if you don't win championships.
You think Kevin Durant gonna say he can't hold Kyrie?
Watch this, Matt. This is what I would tell Trey Young.
You saying Trey worse than Kyrie, Matt?
What you don't want to be, Trey. If I was talking to Trey, this is what I would tell him. What you don't want to be is another Dominique Wilkins, and that's my favorite basketball player. No one cares that Dominique career average is 25 points. No one cares because he doesn't have a championship. He doesn't even have a finals appearance. So all those dunks and points, right? No one cares about that. Now, if he had one championship, guess what? I guarantee you, every year he'll get voted in the NBA top 50. But that's what keeps Dominique out of the top 50 of all time. That's why they always replace him with Pippen or any other forward who's won a championship. So
that's the same thing with Charles Barkley too.
Yeah, Trey Young could run around here for 10 years and average 27 and 10. Oh, he's elite. But guess what? You don't have the championship, so no one cares. And it's the same thing with this organization. I don't know like what y'all do back when I was in school back in my time. We used to talk shit about teams. You go back and forth about your team. And the first thing people say is, well, how many championships do y'all have? And then I'm already out the conversation because no one wants to hear about a team who don't win shit. We don't win nothing. And it's time for us. It's time for us right now. If an opportunity presents itself, go get that star. Matt, you just told me the other night we need a third star.
Yeah, but that don't mean that don't necessarily.
What you think
you're
gonna give up 4 star, bro? Look, Matt. We gave up 3 first-round picks and a pick swap for a first-time All-Star, bro. Who ain't won shit.
Star. Yeah, that's what I said. That was a bad.
You call him a dim star, but your boy Trey and Nick wanted to move. He wanted to do that. So
no, I mean, I disagree with that.
And you could thank Nick for trading up 4 picks for a dim star. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got a legit super freaking Nova available. And you over here talking about some
a guy where Trey always doesn't have to literally.
And you over here talking about keeping some second and third year players because you scared they're gonna go to another team and do something.
I'm just saying I don't think Durant, where he is in his career, I don't think you mortgage 10 years for a player.
Yeah, where you get 10 years from, bro?
No, I'm saying when you give up all those players, whatever draft pick assets you got left, you've given up a decade because you have nobody else to build around.
But you know what, man? As a fan, I can deal with that though.
But there's no guarantee. This man couldn't get out the first round last year.
Well,
he couldn't get out the second round the year before.
Bro, he got 2 finals MVPs. That's all I need to see. What does Trey Young have? What does Trey Young have?
He's like a 10
that makes my point further.
Matt, watch this. How many people in the Atlanta Hawks organization have a championship ring?
Matt, but what about I don't get why you're open to getting Cat. I don't think Cat.
Hey, Ticket, you muted, Ticket. Does he know he on mute? Is he talking to us?
I think he's talking to somebody.
I think he's talking to his daughter.
Oh, okay.
My daughter in the car, y'all.
Oh, okay.
I just picked up from volleyball practice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, she like LaMelo.
Well, tell her we ain't getting LaMelo. He can stay in Charlotte. I hate to disappoint her, but we don't need him.
No, I want Cat. I was saying Cat over KD because Cat, you have to give up less, right?
But why would I give up less when I can give up more for giving up
more because Cat is so young.
and Cat is not that good,
bro. But Cat, Matt, but the same
I don't
stuff
see
you
the fit
knocking,
with Cat.
yeah, the same stuff you knocking KD and all this stuff on. How many times Cat even been to the playoffs?
No,
Not
I'm
many.
just saying that Cat. I'm
1
saying
year.
that if I'm giving up a lot of, if I'm giving up half my team, it's for a guy that is going to be here for 5-6 years, not for a guy who got 2 years.
Matt,
he's
let's
under
get out of that
contract
thinking,
for 3 years.
Let's get out of that thinking, right?
Averaging 30 points.
Matt, you the general manager. Can you really walk up to Trae Young and you tell him, "Hey, man, it's gonna be another 3 or 4 years before we can compete"? You gonna tell him that?
No, I'm not saying
demand a trade if that happens.
I'm not saying I wouldn't try to win a championship next year. I'm just saying I don't think Kevin Durant is the right avenue to
What is
achieve
the right? It don't get no better than KD.
Sure don't.
Kevin Durant. I'm saying
They don't get no better than KD, bro. I don't know what Matt talking
who
about,
you looking for? Jesus? Hey, analyst, see is Jesus available? Analyst.
He looking for Shuttlesworth.
Jesus,
is Jesus available?
Y'all know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get to the playoffs this year. We're gonna watch Brooklyn. We're gonna watch Kevin Durant crater again in the first round, and the first thing people gonna say, he don't have no help.
I hope he crater, so that way it's easier for us to get him.
Exactly. No, or Matt, he's gonna single-handedly drag them to somehow 6 or 7 games, and then they're gonna look. Matt, he doesn't have help. That's the truth. Ben Simmons can't shoot. The dude's scared of the basket, and then he got.
I don't even think Ben Simmons playing. He ain't played the last couple games, has he?
Nope.
They owe him about something because he ain't playing or something. I saw something about him. I didn't read the article.
So y'all telling me if we had Trey,
Matt, but
you need to ice that first before you put the brakes on.
Matt, how do you stop that though? How do you stop? How do you stop us?
Go ahead, Matt.
We got Trey. We got Murray. We got Hunter. We got Okongwu, and we got Cat as our starting 5. Who are we losing to?
We gonna win
a whole bunch of folks.
Hey, we gonna win about 45 games,
and we're a first round exit.
No,
we gonna win about 45 games.
Hold on, wait. We got a guy for the first time that
Who's playing a 4?
That demands a double team.
Who demand a double team?
Boy, we gonna be last in rebounding,
bro. Matt. But I'm gonna ask you this: if Cat is that good,
Cat is nowhere near.
Cat is nowhere near. How come he has not led them to the playoffs more than once?
No. He probably can't win as the best player. That don't mean he's not good. Kyrie Irving has never won nothing as the best player. He's still a Hall of Fame player.
Well, he don't have to because he played with one of the GOATs. I mean, he played with the top 5 player of all time.
I'm just saying, put Cat next to Trey, where Cat demands a double team.
Bro, you said
right?
He's shooting 33% from 3.
Matt in his analytics bag right now. He got to be in the analytics because he ain't on the eye test. Because the eye test say KD is cold. KD.
He pick and choose when to use which one that help him.
KD can play the post. You know that, right?
He can play. KD's been a triple team,
and he can block them. And he block shots.
You telling me?
I just think y'all are being nostalgic with Kevin Durant. Y'all are thinking about
nostalgic. I ain't been nostalgic. What's his numbers right now again, analyst? What's KD numbers right now?
Read the numbers, analyst. What he averaging?
This man is averaging 30 points
right now.
7 rebounds,
right
5 assists on 59% shooting.
What the hell you talking about, Matt?
And he a jump shooter. He shoots 56% as a jump.
What a decline at?
You can literally and Matt, you know, I usually agree with Matt, but I already been told Matt when opportunities become available for us to
take it.
You can literally, if you wanted to. Well, one, you can play very fast with KD. You get the ball, he gone. He can pull up from 3 and still hit nothing but that. But you going with KD, and then he's 7 foot. You're not gonna be worried about John Collins getting pushed off his spot. KD gonna create his space, and he gonna step back, and he gonna drill it right in you. You can literally, when the game is on the line and we in the playoffs, You tell me you don't want Kevin Durant on your team?
All I'm saying is, hold on. All I'm saying is,
But you want Cat. He want Cat shooting the last shot.
But Matt,
hold on.
the
But
defense has to
Kevin Durant.
choose. The defense has to choose between Trey and KD or Hunter.
You know what I saw? You know what? I would be on y'all side. I would be convinced if I didn't see a 25-game sample size last year at the end of the season where Kevin Durant was averaging 32 points a game, over 50% shooting from the field and the three-point line, right? Playing, you know what I'm saying? He was the only one playing well. Kyrie Irving got back towards the end of the year. Him and Kyrie Irving lighting it up, right? They blew out Cleveland in the play-in tournament. Them great, his even numbers better than what he's doing right now. What happened that 10-day period against Boston? It went to hell in the
Well,
great.
you acting like, but you
They
acting
no, you're right. They lost, but that don't mean he any less cold, bro.
Hey, you acting like Boston is not the number one defense.
Boston went to the finals, bro.
Come
He's
on,
supposed
man.
to be above all that. He's supposed to be above.
Okay, well, watch this, Matt. Well, watch this.
Matt, they triple teamed him.
What did Cat do last year in the playoffs?
Answer that.
He folded.
He got in foul trouble. He had up and down games.
He folded like
that's his fault.
He folded like I'm about to fold these clothes when I get off here. He folded. He folded.
Where was Cat in the playoff last year, Matt?
But what I'm saying is, the difference.
No. I need an answer for this one because the way you just called out KD and he lost to the number one defensive team in the NBA,
the team that went to the finals.
The team that ended up going to the final. Cat did what in the play? I need to know because I look and I didn't see Cat in the second round.
No, Cat. You right. Him and KD. They went to the Caribbean together. But I'm saying that Cat.
Like analyst now. Let me pull up Cat's playoff numbers. Let's pull this up.
But Demond, yes, Cat didn't have a great playoff.
He played with Luka.
Not a great playoff last year.
But
the difference is, y'all are saying that if we got Kevin Durant, he would be our best player. That's why his playoff performance matters so much. With Cat, it's different. He wouldn't be our best player. He would just be another piece in the puzzle. That's the difference.
What?
So you saying
if we got Kevin Durant, he would be our best player.
KD probably
that man don't. I don't know what that man talking about.
34 years old is the best player on probably what? How many teams in the NBA? 30?
No,
probably
I know,
on what?
2017. If he's our best player, his playoff numbers matter more because he's our best player.
So how come
his
then
playoff
we need to get rid of
last
Trae Young?
year
Then
versus
according to your
Boston.
logic,
So why Trae Young numbers don't matter?
According to your logic, your playoff logic, where was our best player at last year then?
No,
matter of fact, we Trae Young probably the only $200 million guy that been in the lottery as many times as he had.
Bro, we got a $200 million guy who can't even make the All-Star team.
But he's 24, not 34.
He can't even make the bench on the All-Star team.
So according to
how old is Kevin Durant?
According to your logic, Matt, where was my guy for the playoff last year? Where was he at?
But I'm saying, Demond, he
on the side of the bench during the timeout.
Quick.
Trae Young had it.
And you know what, Matt? And you know what, Matt? Wasn't the final that game 5? Wasn't that final play for Trae Young? Where was he at?
Wait, Matt. Do you think that we beat Miami? We got Kevin Durant.
We tear their ass up.
I don't think so.
Kevin Durant would be the
because
man, get me out of here. I'm about to log off.
Hold on, wait. That Miami team beat Boston. That Miami team, came a shot away from beating Boston, and Boston
they lost. They lost. They lost. They lost.
All right. How many games did Trae Young win last year in the playoffs?
1.
In the playoff last year.
He won how many games?
1.
And how many games did Durant win?
Durant ain't win none, but he got 2 championships before that.
Again, you keep going to the past.
2 finals MVP.
You talking about the past too?
Yeah, you talking about the past?
Yeah,
you ain't talking about this season. You talking about the past.
Let me see. Hey,
I'm not going.
You pull up analyst. Can you pull up
4 years in the past.
Playoff last year?
That don't matter.
Yeah.
Let me see what KD did in the playoff last year. and see if you can pull up his shoot percentage too, because you know he cold.
And then pull up Trae Young.
Well, Trae Young's stat line say.
Oh, we need that. No, I'm talking about the when Gia get older. What it say?
Are you off the knee?
You got him, analyst? We can't hear you, analyst. Analyst on.
My bad.
I
My
can tell you
bad.
what Trae Young average was. It was 15.
Hold on. What did KD do?
I'm trying to pull it up right here. It's hard to get the playoff stats. They just give you regular season stats. Let's see.
21.
Okay.
What was it? 21.
Okay, hold up. Look like finisher got it. 26, 6 and 6, 39% from the field, 33% from three. Yeah, he was terrible. He struggled. He was terrible right there.
Trae Young may have shot a better percentage from the field than he did.
I know that'd be a first.
What did let me see what Trae numbers was.
That was a one-time thing though. He ain't never shot that bad in any of the playoff series.
That's why I
What did Trae shoot?
Word decline.
Watch this. What did Trae shoot?
Matt, it's not declining.
1 year doesn't mean a decline.
Let me see.
Get that bad, your brother taking the house.
What's Trae Young?
Elijah.
Stats. That was 2022, right? Yeah, that's what it was. Are you kidding me? This fool averaged 15 points.
Yeah, I said that. I said the average 15.
5 boards in five. What?
Hold up. Repeat that.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Bro.
Wait a minute.
Trae Young, 20. Listen. Trae Young averaged 15.4 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 18% from the three, and 32% from. Bro, he still was worse than KD. Oh my
three,
God!
Hold on, wait, Demond. No, from three.
Oh my
God! Not from the field, Demond.
Layla, I'm gonna pull up close for you.
Oh,
bro.
No.
Hey, listen, man. Trae got to stop. Hey, Trae need to go talk to Cal. He need to stop shooting these threes. He's terrible, bro. 18% last year.
Hold on, wait.
It seems like the only person that going to Kyle Korver for any work is Capella.
Hey, so Matt, according to your playoff logic, my best player averaged 15. I give him too much credit. 15 points on 39%.
Close this though.
And 18% shooting from three.
18, Matt. Explain that.
Who we paying $200 million to?
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna use analyst excuse for Kevin Durant. What you say about Kevin Durant, analyst? In the playoffs, he got what?
Double and triple team.
Double and triple team. What happened with Trae Young last year in the
All they did was take
No, Matt. Ain't nobody. It's up to you to take the shot. It's up to you to take the shot.
That's all they did.
I said they triple team Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I mean,
what they do with Trae? What Miami do with Trae?
All they did, they just blitzed the pick and roll. That's it.
Yeah, they just took away the pick and roll. That was it on Trae.
They didn't trap Trae,
bruh.
That's taking away the pick. That's blitzing the pick and roll,
bro. Matt, your boy shot 18% from three.
No,
and you know what?
I'm just asking a question.
You know what's so bad about that? I can't even say that's abnormal because this year he's shooting like 29% from three.
I'm just saying.
Damn,
so at least he's consistent with the. At least he's consistent with the terrible
double and triple team.
He did. Trae ain't never got triple team in his career.
Hey, bro. Hey, this how you know Matt made it. Matt made it, bro. He got his own fake YouTube now. Look at that. Matt bad take counter.
Hey,
Matt a YouTube star, bro. He got some.
Oh man, damn, Matt.
I want everybody.
Y'all know Matt, my guy.
I want everybody.
Oh man.
I want everybody in the chat to.
Y'all know Matt, my guy. I just can't get on board with him with this Kevin Durant.
I want everybody in the chat to keep tallying what I'm saying because y'all gonna come back in a couple months from now. Y'all gonna say, "Damn, that."
And Katie gonna average 40 in the first round of the playoffs.
Y'all gonna say, and I want y'all to submit this date. Y'all gonna say when the playoffs come. I guarantee y'all gonna the same thing. Y'all gonna say.
So what? So you saying he gonna have worse numbers? So you saying that he gonna continue a decline?
In the playoffs, yes. When the defense can concentrate on Kevin Durant in a playoff setting, and they don't have to go from Brooklyn to Portland to Toronto.
Matt, my guy, listen. If we had if we had KD, Trey, either Murray or Hunter, right? And say they did focus in on KD, guess what? That's when your boy Trey should step up. Am I right?
And shoot better than 16%.
No, he will, but I'm
hey,
saying,
man, how he averaged, bro? He averaged 15 points in the playoff, bro.
Bro, my oldest daughter older than the damn his shooting percentage.
Gerald, you had to say it like that.
Like Angela said, he was double and triple team the whole time. So
he wasn't never triple team, bro.
Bro, come on, now you give him too much respect. He ain't getting no damn triple team. Stop it.
He don't even shoot that good enough to get triple team. He ain't even big enough to get a triple team. Hell, with him being 5'11", a double team is good enough.
He damn sure got double teamed.
Yeah, he got double team. That's normal.
There ain't no excuse to shooting 18%.
Because you can easily pass the ball instead of shoot it.
Then the whole thing would have been my supers. I got to take them shots.
He took them.
Bro, you got to make the right. He the point guard. You got to make the right play. He obviously wasn't making the right play if he shot 18%. Be real.
That don't mean the volume was high, Gerald. That just means he shot bad.
What?
No, you said you brought up his 18%. That don't mean he took a lot of them. That just means he missed the ones he took.
That means the times that he chose to shoot was the wrong time. It don't matter how many times.
Hey, Matt, that's still bad, Matt.
Okay.
That boy mad over here. Keep trying.
What was Durant's excuse?
Matt, you need to be
we said Durant played bad.
Hey, let me tell you.
But the thing is, we don't think that the reason why we on you about Durant because one playoff performance followed by a regular season where you averaging 30 is not a decline.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. Matt, whatever you do for a living, you need to quit. And you need to be a defense attorney, okay? Because Matt will defend you to the end, bro. He don't care what stats you
He need to go into politics.
He needs to put up there. Hey. Matt gonna defend that. Matt gonna be like, he only shot 18% because it was cold outside.
Hey, what district you in, Matt?
Matt down there. Matt live in the high life, man. He down there where the rich folk at.
No, I know, but what district number it is?
District number.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, never mind. Anyway, every city got like a zone number or whatnot. They call it district number.
Oh, but zone. That's what everybody use, right? Zone.
No, they only use that for Atlanta and New Orleans. Everybody else say districts.
I know one thing. We play fucking zone. The Hawks play goddamn zone. That's terrible.
But no, Matt, I guarantee you, Matt ran for office. He'll get 1,000 votes.
Matt need to be a defense attorney, dog. Trey need to hire this man right now. Put him on the PR. Put him on the.
They said Matt. They said Matt defend better than Trey.
Hey.
Y'all crazy.
Damn, he's Trey, but oh Lord have mercy.
Y'all are crazy. Hey,
oh my God!
I believe Matt, bro. I
picked the right major, Gerald.
I really can't believe we sitting here debating about getting KD. That is crazy.
That ain't no debate, bro.
For that.
No, I'm not saying don't get Durant. I'm saying if I have to gut my team for him, I don't think at this advanced age he has the ability to lead us to where we're trying to go. Because I don't believe as the best player, he has shown the ability as the best player outside of Golden State. He's not shown the ability that he can win.
Don't worry about
But he's never had what Trey would bring in compliment of him is something that he would have never had before. He never even had it at Golden State.
Y'all just said James Harden is better than Kevin Durant. I mean, sorry, y'all just said James Harden is better than Trey.
He's a better player than Trey. I'm talking about with Trey's passing.
Harden can pass now. Don't get it twisted.
Harden can pass and Harden can play make, but Trey is more. He's more gifted in that area.
You know,
He really mo. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
All right. He the most gifted passer, not named probably LeBron James or Jokic.
I mean, Harden and Trey both live at the free throw line. They both free throw merchants.
That's true too.
But I mean, I ain't complaining. You know, I take all points. Shit.
But the thing with Harden up until I guess this year, even with Harden being able to play make, he still had to have his number of shots. Trey Young, if he can sacrifice a few of them shots, which I think he would if he had to give them out to somebody like Kevin Durant, because I'm sure he would trust him with no doubt.
What Douglas?
Then I think he'd be able to do that.
Y'all so desperate, y'all willing to sell your whole team for KD. So what?
Well, number one, no one said sell the whole team
about Trey, but again, when was the last time he won a ring? He got swept for crying out, bro. He a 2-time final MVP. You mean be quiet, F Douglas?
Yeah. You talking about one? You talking about MVP. one year?
He a 2-time final MVP, and he played with the unanimous MVP of the league.
He a 10-time All-Star.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
bro.
that ain't. Yeah, that's not.
You can't even come in with that nonsense.
Thank you.
You can't even come with that nonsense, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Come on, man.
KD a top 15 player all time, bro.
This dude is 30 plus, shooting 58% as a freaking jump shooter. Where's the credit at, Matt? I know you gotta love that, Matt.
No, I love Kevin Durant, who he is as a person.
What have you done for me lately? Well, we just read the stats. Douglas, you probably won't know, but he averaging 30. He averaging 37 and 5. I ain't talking about you, man. I'm talking about Douglas.
Douglas in here just talking nonsense, bro.
Man, Douglas, come get on the show. Come get some of this work.
He's gonna get some of this work.
What is Douglas talking about? So
I'll post the link.
What has Trey done lately? His last playoff performance, he quit. He gave me his last playoff performance.
Yeah,
15 points. What are you talking about? What has he done for me lately?
Now we would have had KD. KD would have been the best player on that court.
Shit.
Now, and that's saying something because I love Jimmy Butler.
What these people be looking at, dog? But bruh, 15 points, 18% from 3. Come on, bro.
That ain't good. Like Trey can still be the primary decision maker on the team.
He ain't.
But
KD gonna take over the team because KD the better player.
No, that's not KD's personality though.
His person. Hey,
that's not his personality.
KD's play. He lead by example. He lead by.
Yeah.
No, So listen.
I'm saying Trey can play make, and he would obviously defer to Durant. I'm just saying Trey would still run the offense.
You know what the offense pass to KD. That's gonna be the offense.
Yeah, even if it's that, yeah.
Now,
maybe Trey.
But now
it can hit the 3 now.
Now, you go into a playoff series. Let's say you go into a playoff series against the Sixers, right? You know, I'm saying late round because you're gonna get somewhere. You're gonna get deep into the playoffs with KD. Let's say the playoffs against the Sixers or something like that. KD is gonna be the best player on the court. Kevin Durant is better than Joel Embiid. I think we all know that. Let's say the Bucks. I won't say he's better than Giannis, but he's very close. He almost beat the Bucks by himself.
Yeah. Giannis is the best player in the NBA.
Right. So I'll give Giannis that, right? Or even let's go to the Celtics. I mean, KD's resume is way longer and better than Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is going to be that dude, but not
he ain't in that discussion yet.
Right. But KD has never played with a guy of Trae Young's caliber. Okay. And then you're not trading 10 guys, you know. You could still.
I ain't gonna say it. He ain't played with nobody Trae's caliber. I'll say he hasn't played with his skill set. He ain't played with his skill set.
His passing.
Well,
I should say his passing.
what you consider Golden State when he played? Everybody on Golden State is better than Trae Young.
So no, what I meant was his passing, and you saw a glimpse. You saw a glimpse of it, right? You saw a glimpse of it with Draymond Green's passing.
But analysts, the thing with KD don't really need. He don't need Trae Young's passing. He don't need it because he can.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's an extra thing that teams.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
You know, hey, you penetrate.
It'll make the game a lot easier for both of them.
Hey, listen. I know how to get Matt on board with the KD trade. I know what's going. This gonna make Matt say yes. Okay, watch this.
See.
KD, we trade whoever, get KD. Watch this, Adler. He gonna like this one. Fire Nate, bring in Becky.
Oh yeah.
Now what you
gonna do there, Matt?
Now what you say, Matt?
I mean, that is extremely tempting.
Matt, what if Becky was the coach?
I would say,
Matt, what if Becky was the coach and she said
Becky,
we should go after KD? I bet you'd be with it then, wouldn't you?
No, I mean, Damon, it is tempting, but I would say no.
Oh hell, that man ain't got. Boy, you going to hell? You going to hell?
I would say no because I still have the same problem. I think he's in a decline. I think he's in a decline.
What if
30 points is in the decline?
Matt,
but Gerald, Damon, I just told you last year he was averaging 32 before he fell apart in the playoffs.
Matt, but what if
you know what? No, Trae Young fell apart, bro.
What if Becky Hammond, you hired Becky and she came here with her little smile, we all excited, and she told the front office with her co-team building.
Y'all know what I think Becky gonna be good for.
Wait, John. I need John to speak on this Becky issue.
John somewhere at Applebee's.
Hold on. Y'all telling me, so again, y'all telling me Trae, Murray, Hunter, Okongwu, and Cat with Becky wouldn't win.
Hell no.
Hey, let me tell you something, Matt. Let me tell you something. If we get KD, I don't care who the fucking coach is. They could go hire. They could hire you as a coach. All I care. You feel me, Matt?
I mean, I think y'all are.
And there you go, right there, Matt. Matt, there you go,
Mike. Okay, Mike. I'm trying to. Okay, let me say it another way. Kevin Durant. Gerald don't like my analogies. Okay,
why do you think Boston offered Jaylen Brown?
They were stupid. I mean, that was dumb.
Man, I'm getting out. I'm gone.
That was dumb. I mean, why would you trade a guy that's 26 years old? That's
for another superstar. You have
because he's a superstar.
Brown is not a superstar.
I think
you would have two unstoppable superstars with KD and Tatum. That was gonna be scary. I'm glad that Brooklyn declined it. And their price is actually probably just a tad lower
let me
now.
Tell you something, man. I don't know if Matt got a girlfriend or whatever, bro. But bro, I bet Matt is stubborn as hell, bro. Matt is stubborn, bro. I bet Matt be like, "Hey, nobody going to bed till the kitchen clean right now. You better clean it my way." Come on, Matt.
I'm just saying, Damon. I don't want to be left. I don't want to be left.
That right there is how I know that Damon is the fun dad.
I'm about results, man. I'm about results. I ain't got time for all this. See, listen, like I be saying, man, I used to be like Matt. Hey, we need to do this and draft so we can develop and be good for 10. I'm past that. This organization not gonna do that shit. Okay, they don't know how to develop players. Okay, we know that already. That's why people be complaining. Why is AJ not playing? Why is JJ not playing? Why are these other young guys? We don't develop players. So why are we hanging our head on that? Let's take the young talent that we have and go get somebody we don't have to develop who come what you call it? Like already made cake. Why everything gotta be from scratch? Let's get some stuff that's already done. Okay. You got Trae Young, okay? That's we developed somebody. Yay. You got what's the boy named DeAndre Hunter coming along? Yay. Bro, they not enough. You got an already made Lamborghini over there, dog. Ferrari. And you over here trying to build a go-kart. Let's go get this man. Let's ball out, man. Man, listen, even if it lasts 2 years, it'd probably be the most exciting 2 years in Atlanta Hawk history.
And we could probably hang a banner that says,
and I guarantee you,
NBA
we all gonna be
champion.
sitting in here with a KD jersey on.
I'm gonna get one if we get just let's
know what's up.
Just to have a.
You gotta have a vision, Matt. You gotta have that vision, man. Come on, bro. You don't never. Why we can't have the best player, one of the best players in the NBA on our team, bro?
Because I don't. Same reason why I wouldn't want Tom Brady today. Same.
Well, Tom Brady is 40 and plays football,
and he declined in the regular season. KD declined for 4 games, maybe, and it wasn't even a decline. It wasn't even a decline. He averaged 30
that
this
up
year.
It's just a bad shooting night, bro. Because now what he doing this year?
30.
Stupid numbers.
With him and Trey, that's almost 70 points guaranteed a night.
Bro, Matt bullshitting, bro. If
KD can put up,
if we started the season with KD, Trey, and Murray, right? Matt will be over here beginning of the season. Man, we gonna win 60 games. I know he will. Matt just fronting right. Don't worry about it. Because guess what? We ain't gonna do shit anyways. So
oh, Demar, you brought me back down to reality.
He ain't gonna do nothing anyway. So, but it is nice to talk about it.
Yeah, it's nice to get
I just don't want to give up the farm. That's all.
Man, you don't want to give up nobody.
I just don't want to give up the farm.
You sound like Tony Russ,
no,
bro.
No,
you gotta pay to play, my guy.
If it's like I said, I'm saying,
but you'll
if
give up.
This was like I said, if this was Jaylen Brown,
but you'll trade for a mid-level player like Cat.
He's not mid-level.
He did nothing in the playoffs.
Get these stats because he ain't won shit with them numbers.
No, even still, I'm still counting on Trey being my best player. So Cat is not going to be my best player. Damon, when we lost against Milwaukee,
this right here is where.
Did you think Trey couldn't lead us to a championship when we lost against Milwaukee? Did you say then Trey can't lead us to a championship?
No, I didn't say it then. Nope.
That's
right what I'm saying. So
this right here.
Because Matt, guess what? Over time, my opinion can change, my guy. What has he shown since that conference final run that showed that he could lead us to a championship? Let's see. Regular season boring. We won how many games last year? So we went from conference finals and won how many games the next year?
42.
And we had to be a playing team just to make the playoffs?
9th seed.
Okay. So that's another reason I doubted him. Now look at us this year. You went and got him DeJounte Murray. And what are we now? A 500 ball club. So what shows me? He hasn't shown me he could lead us to a title. Is that what somebody look? You take away that conference final run, and what has he done for us? Besides, obviously, he's put us on the map with the casual basketball fan, but on the court in wins, what has he done? Take away that conference final run, because we weren't supposed to do that shit anyway. You take that away, what has he accomplished with us? You ever notice everything that Trae Young has accomplished in the NBA? It's all individual. What has he done for the team? What has the team accomplished? That's a record, or that's something that's never happened as a team. Everything he does, it's all his accolades is individual.
We won 2 games in the conference finals.
Say again?
We won games in the conference finals.
Okay, I give him that. And that, how long ago was that?
A year ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
But I'm saying, I would say the same thing I'm saying about Durant, about Trey, if Trey was with Durant's age, with Durant's injury history. I would say the same thing. But he's 24, so he has a long time to make it up.
How many games KD missed, bro? Come on, man. Let's be real here.
But now we can't even defend. it's very tough to make an argument even this year because of Trey missing so many games.
What's good, Mr. Gray? Tapping back in. We ain't seen you in a minute, homie. Where you been? How you doing?
Hey man, just maintaining. I've been keeping an eye on y'all fellas though.
All right.
I've been keeping an eye on you.
We appreciate it. What's your thoughts on making a run at a Kevin Durant?
I think it'll never happen.
Okay.
Only reason I say that is because Kevin Durant is the type of fellow, right? That so he was just at Brooklyn, right? He was currently at Brooklyn. He's mad at the ownership. He was mad at the coaches. He's not going to put himself in another predicament like that again. Our ownership is trash. So why would you as a marquee player on the other end of your career, right? Because he's in his mid-30s, right? So it's either I'm finna try to win another championship now, but I'm not gonna go out with a franchise that isn't showing me ownership wise that they're stable.
Now you know what, Mr. Gray, I agree with you. This the only thing I would say against that. Well, not against it. Unless KD has a no trade clause,
you know he does.
He don't.
He does. He don't have no trade clause.
Listen. He might not, right? But I guarantee you, just like all other superstars of his caliber, he's gonna dictate where he goes. Kyrie Irving,
he don't have a choice because see, this is where he messed up at, Mr. Gray. This is where he messed up at. And the difference between him and Kyrie, KD signed that extension. So he has 3 years left on his contract. So he got a choice, Mr. Gray.
He drank the Kool-Aid.
Stay in Brooklyn, right? He could stay in Brooklyn and play with who else they got? Dinwiddie.
And I think that's what he'll do. I think that's what he will do. But I'm telling you right now, KD is not coming to Atlanta.
It depends because guess who controls that? Brooklyn controls that.
Brooklyn is not going to trade KD to Atlanta.
Brooklyn.
It depends on
where they're going to go.
Who are you willing to give KD up for if you're the
okay? And this what I was saying earlier. This what you get. This as a general manager. What you got to do is you have to figure out what direction are the Nets going to go in since they trade Kyrie. Are they still trying to compete? Now, if they still trying to compete, then you don't make a move for KD because they're not going to get rid of him. If they say, you know what, we lost Kyrie, we don't know what Harden going to do, so they could just blow it up.
You talking about Harden not there, right?
No, Harden played for the Nets. I mean, he played for the. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. You're right. He played for the Sixers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So now that leaves him with. Listen, they got Ben Simmons, who I don't know. I don't remember last time Ben Simmons played. Okay. And he on max money. You got KD, and now you just got a bunch of nobodies because you got rid of Kyrie. You got a young Cam Thomas. You have Joe Harris as a shooter. So Brooklyn they can go numerous ways, but what's the smart way? If I'm Brooklyn, what I'm doing, I'm getting off all this money because guess what? KD, Cam Thomas, Joe Harris, they're not winning you no championship. KD can't carry them. They're not good enough.
I agree with you. I'm not sitting up here saying that Brooklyn wouldn't want to get off of KD if because they've done it before. They've rebuilt before, right?
Right.
This is not the first time that they've done it. So we know that Brooklyn's ownership is similar to the Washington Generals, right? Hey, Dan Snyder will take chances. He will spend money. All right. But the problem is this. KD is on the downside of his career. So even if they offer Atlanta a deal, you're not going to get rid of Trae Young because Trae Young is still young. He's still young, man. I'm not going to get rid of him.
Now let me ask you this. Mr. Gray. Why do you say KD is on the downside?
I want y'all to go at Mr. Gray like y'all been doing me.
Because his numbers.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Thank you.
Because his numbers don't say he on the downside of his career. So what makes you say he on the downside?
It doesn't have because he's been hurt for how many times throughout the last 5 years.
Okay, I mean,
How many?
Kawhi
But how
Leonard just
many?
missed Kawhi Leonard. He's just missed half the season.
Exactly, but we're not talking about. We're not talking about him.
But no,
We're
but my
talking
point
about
is this.
KD.
But the point is this: players like a Kawhi, players like a KD, they still come on the court and produce.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. Now, listen, I'm not. We're not talking about. We're not talking about production. We're talking about how long will the window be open. We're talking about how long.
I would say this: if we trade for KD, I say you got 3 years to make a run for a title.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You got 3 years. If
No, you don't.
Trae Young, KD, and either Murray or Hunter, that's a 3-year window right there.
I can guarantee you that Brooklyn is going to ask for more than that. They're going to ask for at least Trae Young. They're going to drain half of your staff.
They're not getting Trae Young.
So who you asking for?
Why would they
want to ask for? Who would you ask for then?
That's why I said you have to figure out. That's why you got to talk to their general manager. You have to figure out what direction are they going. If they're not trying to win a championship, they're not trying to take on a player who under 6 feet and owe $200 million over the next 5 years. They're not going to take that because that defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do.
All I'm saying is
what they're probably looking for young players. So you probably gonna come off of Murray.
Let me ask you a question.
You're gonna come off of Murray. You're gonna come off of you giving up either AJ or JJ. One of them is gone. Easy.
But JJ is listen, man. If you say JJ, which one? JJ who? Smart
Jalen Johnson. I say you either gonna give up Jalen Johnson or AJ because they're gonna want a young player. Okay.
Okay.
And that's why I say it depends on what direction that if they trying to blow it up, they're more focused on young talent and picks. If they trying to compete, then you might be looking at they might want a DeJounte Murray in the deal if they trying to compete. But I don't think they're not gonna win nothing without Kyrie. They only have right now, they got KD. They only all-star players is KD and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot, and he ain't even played the last 10 games.
So let me ask you a question. All right. So what's the difference between Brooklyn and the Hawks? If KD comes, if you saying that I just listen, man. I can't see them giving away because they already gave away Kyrie for nothing.
Well, they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice.
Exactly. They had to get rid of him, and they wanted to get rid of him.
No, they didn't want to. They didn't want to get rid of him.
Yes, they did.
They wanted what they wanted with Kyrie. They wanted to control Kyrie. That's why they want. That's why the contract they offer. That's why the contract has so many stipulations. Like they don't want him running his mouth. They don't want him doing nothing.
Exactly. So guess what that means? If he is not going to sign that, right? Then I'm shipping him off for the best deal I can because I don't want to deal with this anymore.
But the thing is this, they wasn't going to trade Kyrie until he asked for the trade. They wanted to keep him.
But he wasn't going to sign that contract, though.
He had to demand a trade. So guess what, Mr. Gray? Once he said, I want to get traded, that told the Nets, he's not staying here. So we have no choice but to take whatever the best deal is available because guess what's going to happen? They was going to lose him for nothing.
The only reason they kept Kyrie is because Durant wanted Kyrie. Because they was trying to get them to. You gotta look at it from a standpoint of an owner, right? These two came here together, right?
Right.
And then Kevin Durant said he wanted to leave, right? Remember that? He said, I'm out of here.
Remember, Mr. Gray, remember, he had already signed the extension before he even said that. So he was already locked in for the next 4 years.
I agree with you, but I'm just telling. What I'm trying to show you is the validity of these two guys. Mm-hmm. Them two boys' mind is gone, bro. You understand what I'm trying to say? And you have to, when you have players like those two on your team, you got to make contracts where you can kind of control them. Because if you don't, then they're going to do what they've been doing.
Well, not really, because most players.
Yes.
They do that because the ownership, the owners don't live up to what they promise players. They promise we're going to compete. And then you know what they do? They
So
go out
why
there
did
and they try to ball on a budget.
so why did he leave Golden State?
Who, KD?
Yes,
I forgot, but he said it. He said why he left. I
because
forgot.
he wanted to do it his way.
If he wanted to do it his way, if KD wanted to do it his way,
He wanted to do it his way.
Why would he follow Kyrie? Shouldn't have been the other way around?
Because they were boys.
No.
But you see what happens. But you see what happens when you allow a player, right, to build your team instead of you building your team. This is what happened. The Nets is a prime example.
But we ain't got to worry about. But guess what we doing right now, Mr. Gray?
What?
Trey is building the team. Who you think wanted DeJounte Murray?
Hey, and you see the destruction.
There you go. I mean, we already living this dream.
You see the destruction. That's what I'm saying. But you don't want to bring more. You don't want to bring more problems to the team.
Hey, if we're gonna bring in more problems, I'd rather bring in the Hall of Fame problem.
But he ain't never coming, man. I listen. I like the pie in the sky.
We just over here speculate. We know he ain't coming.
Yeah. But listen, it's pie in the sky, man. It's pie in the sky right there.
Well, Mr. Gray, let's keep it real. Mr. Gray.
Go ahead.
Say we got say we traded for KD, right? And we kept Trey and we kept DeJounte. Tell me you wouldn't be excited though.
I'm not saying that I would. You get what I'm trying to say?
Tell me the city wouldn't be lit. Tell me they wouldn't.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm just saying
tell me that won't be the hottest ticket in Atlanta.
It would be the hottest ticket in Atlanta. It would be. And you know what? They would, and I feel like they would be a force because Trae Young is actually a real point guard. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Hey, his playmaking ability is never questioned.
I'm gonna say this about the I think the issues that people, whenever they bring up Trae Young and they try to compare him to other guys, this is the issue I think that a lot of people fail to realize. All right, Trae Young is a scorer. He is not like, I think people try to compare him to like what's your boy Curry or something. You get what I'm trying to say? But Curry is a shooter.
What Curry is, let me tell you what Trae Young is. Trae Young is a volume shooter. He's not efficient. He's not efficient. That's what hurts him, because it take him 20 shots to get 27 points. That's not good.
But what's the name does the same thing, but nobody complains about it.
Who?
Durant. I mean, not Durant, but Ja. Ja does the same thing.
Who? Ja Morant?
Ja. Yes.
But I never said. But see, I'm not a Ja Morant. I'm not a Ja Morant fan. Don't get me wrong.
I'm saying.
Let me rephrase that. I like Ja Morant. I like Ja Morant.
Right.
I never said Ja Morant was like up there with the top players. I don't think he's a top player to me.
But the majority of the media heads do.
Hey,
the majority.
Bro. We can't control the media, bro. The media got Luka being an all-time player already.
I get that. But I'm saying, if you're going to, you can't fault a man for doing what other people are complimenting another man for doing. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They're on the same end of the spectrum.
Well, I tell you right now, man. It's currently constructed. We not shit, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real. We're not a good team.
I don't believe that. I think the problem,
What's the problem?
Listen, man.
Please don't say Nate McMillan.
I'm not finna talk about Nate McMillan. I don't think Nate McMillan is the problem.
Because I'm just saying, because everybody blame Nate, and I'm like, well, why they just fire Nate McMillan if he the problem?
It doesn't. Listen, this has nothing to do with Nate McMillan. Okay. This has everything to do with parity in the league. That's what it has to do with. If you look at the West, right? Because we just talking basketball right now, right? If you look at the West, it's only like 3 games that separate like the 11th seed to the 3rd seed. It's like 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the East, I think the Hawks are 500, and they're only like 6 games out of 2nd and 3rd place. That's just a run. That's just a run. That's not a lot of games. That's not a lot of games because that's one injury. That's one injury. That's one injury to a key player away from a team going from second place all the way to 8th. That's one key injury.
And we one key injury from being where we at now, 9th. From
exactly.
being 9th.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's everybody. Look at the Suns, right? As soon as
Booker,
what's your boy Booker got hurt, they went to shit.
Booker, their best player.
Different. So that's what I'm saying.
He their best player.
But what I'm saying is that's the whole league right now. That's the whole league. Look at Anthony Davis. As soon as Anthony Davis came back, the Lakers got good again.
But that's the whole reason they traded for Anthony Davis.
Look at New Orleans. As soon as Zion got hurt, they went to shit. They was like first place. He got hurt, they went to shit.
But last year Zion was hurt, and they still made the playoffs.
But not this year.
Watch this. Do you think the Hawks can make the playoffs if Trae Young missed the whole year?
No. I think they need. The way the Hawks are built, we can't. We're too thin. We don't have enough depth. We don't have enough depth. That's the. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Keep it real with me.
I
want you to keep it 100% real.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
At the beginning of the season, before we play any games, how many games did you think we was going to win?
I thought it all depended.
Let me say it like this. Let me say it like this, Mr. Gray.
No, I'm keeping the buck with you. I'm keeping the buck with you.
Did you think we were a 50-win team before the season started?
I did, but that was determined on if they didn't have any injuries. The Hawks are a very good team when they have their starting 5 on the floor, because then, if you notice, every time everybody is there, right? Then Nate can he can manipulate the rotation, and we never lose offense. The defense still is pretty good. You get what I'm saying? And we score points. We score about like 120 something points a game where everybody is healthy. But as soon as, like, let's say Clint Capella go out, then we can't rebound, right? Or as soon as DeAndre Hunter come out, then we don't have a secondary defender. As soon as Trae gets hurt, right? Then we missing 30 points, or we missing 25 points, right? And we lose by 25 points.
So that's
as soon as the Murray gets hurt, guess what? Or if he's out, we missing defense on the perimeter. You get what I'm saying? That's just the way the Hawks are built. So they're just thin. We are a sum of all of the parts team. We have to be whole in order to win.
Well, that's not good. That's not good.
That's all on the ownership, because they aren't willing.
That's terrible, because we know injuries gonna happen. Every team going through injuries.
I agree with that, and guess what? That's the Hawks stuff. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm saying that's the situation. That's what I'm saying. But that's every team in the league.
Well, we got.
You know what I'm saying? That's every team in the league.
So what do you see as? So say this then. Let me give you a scenario, Mr. Gray. Say after the All-Star break, how many games? What are we? 27 or 20? What's that? 54. So that's what, 18 games left? 54, 64, 74. So that's 26 games left, something like that. If we start the season, if we start after the All-Star break healthy, how many do you think we could? How many games? How can I say this? If it's 20, what do you think we could do in the last 26 games if everybody was healthy?
I'm gonna say this. I don't even really care at this point what seed the Hawks get, right? I'm gonna say this. If the Hawks are healthy and they get into the playoffs, let's just say they get the last, let's say worst case scenario, they don't have to do the play in, but they like the 7th seed or something like that. Let's just say that they the 7th seed and they missed the play in, right?
Okay.
Nobody wants to see the Hawks if they're fully healthy in the playoffs. That's how good they are. But if they get injured, then they don't want to see nobody.
Oh, so we ain't finna do shit in the playoffs then.
Because you think somebody gonna get hurt.
Somebody gonna be injured.
But I'm saying, like the only reason the Hawks stayed afloat because I heard y'all talking about when Trae Young took them to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? The only reason that Hawks team was so good is because no matter how many injuries we had, we never had we never had injuries to our shooters.
But
And
include this.
Trey, go ahead.
Include this though.
Go ahead.
It took some help from the 76ers because
But
remember,
that's every series though, man.
Bro, I think we came back. Man. Somebody jogged my memory in the 76ers series. We came back twice from 20 point deficit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you have shooting
all the time, Mr. Gray. That's why I said, Mr. Gray, watch this, Mr. Gray. So you telling me that and this is why I say help from the Sixers.
Go ahead. You think of 7 game. You think of team
else? If that was anybody else besides Ben Simmons, they shoot that and they beat us. That's why I said it included some help because guess what? In the playoffs, teams just don't blow 2 20-point leads.
Yes, they do.
And the Sixers,
yes, they
the
do.
number 1 seed.
They blow it, man. Look. So I mean,
I'm gonna look that up. How many number 1 seeds blew more than a 20-point lead in the same series? That really happens, bro.
It doesn't matter, man. That look, you don't fluke up and lose.
Because guess what, Mr. Gray?
You think you
happened the following season? Guess what happened the following season, Mr. Gray?
What?
We was a playing team.
I agree. I agree.
You went from an Eastern Conference Final appearance to just being a playing team. That tells me with the same players, the same everything. That
wasn't the same players. It wasn't the same everything.
Okay,
no,
was missing
it wasn't. Because listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
All the starters was there. All the
starters. Yes, but what was the difference on that particular team and the following season's team though? Think about it.
Okay, well, let's see. We had vets.
Yes, and the guys that you brought off the bench were defensive players. The next season, they stripped off all of the defensive players and brought in more shooters. And then the Hawks was trying to outscore everybody, but they had no defense. This year, they did the opposite. They said, you know what? We're going to get rid of all of the offensive shooters, and we're going to bring in these so-called defensive guys. That's what they did. It was the exact opposite. But the year that we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, it was a mixture of offense and defense.
Okay, let's keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Okay, let's be real here. Let's not act like when we went to the conference final. Let's not act like we was blazing through the regular season. The first half of the season, we weren't, bro. When Nate McMillan took over, we was below 500. After in March. Lloyd Pierce got fired right after Black History Month ended. They fired Lloyd Pierce. We was under 500 at the time. Let me tell you something. Watch this.
What was the difference?
Work with me. Watch this. Travis Slink knew the team wasn't that good. He knew that.
Did. Right.
But the owner forced him, 1, to fire Lloyd Pierce.
Right.
2, he forced Travis after we make that playoff run. Then he forced Travis to re-sign John Collins at $125 million because the owner said John Collins was a member of the core. Listen,
he did.
This team. Listen, I love my Hawks.
I agree.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say that conference final run was based off our talent because we were just a dominant basketball team. No, we was not that good. You don't go the first half of the season under 500 at the end of February. And then what happened was we got hot.
Because that's what all teams do, though. But that's what all teams do.
No, bro.
That's what all teams do.
Oh, bro, who won the title last year, Mr. Gray?
I saw.
Mr. Gray, who won the title last year?
Hear me out. I saw. We witnessed teams get hot at the right time, and it carried them through the playoffs. In football and in basketball.
Who won the title last year?
The Celtics did it last year. The Celtics had the same. The Celtics had the
started the playoffs, Mr. Gray. What was their seed?
What was their seed?
Yeah,
they got hot.
Huh?
I don't know. I can't remember. What was the seed?
They was the number 1 seed, I think, last year.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they was.
No, they wasn't.
Who was better than them?
I can't remember, but I don't think they was.
They was the number 1 seed, and they was the number 1 defensive team in the NBA.
Yeah, but what was the record at the right before.
Don't worry, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I know what the record was. I already looked it up.
21, 22, right?
Yeah,
NBA
last year.
Standard. I'll double check. You could be right. You're right. It was the Heat. You're right. It was the Heat, and then the Celtics. Celtics was 2 games behind the Heat. You're correct.
What was the Celtics record right before the All-Star break?
They was right above us in the standings.
Exactly, and then they got hot, and they got hot at the right moment, and then they took it all the way to not the Eastern Conference Finals. They went all the way to the NBA Finals.
Right.
But it was the same thing, because if you remember that season, everybody was talking about trading Brown. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were talking about trading Simmons. They were talking about trading Brown. They were talking about breaking up the core. I remember, what's your boy name? Smart cussing everybody out in the locker room. It was all that craziness, right? All that craziness.
But Mr. Gray, watch this. The difference between them and us is, guess what they did? What they do the following season.
But
and what do we do the following season?
But listen, their ownership is better than our ownership. That's the point.
We talking players.
Okay. But take it though.
We can agree on this. We can agree on this. We still came back with the same starting 5.
But listen. How many times have the Celtics with that core been to the playoffs though? That's the difference. That's what you're forgetting.
They've been
a lot of times.
Yeah,
Brown, and listen, a lot of times.
They've been to the Eastern Conference Final like 3 times, 2 or 3 times.
Exactly. That's the difference. Them boys, but look how long look how long all of them have been together. They were together when Kyrie was there.
But that's what I'm saying, Mr. Gray. They a better team than we are.
No, what I'm saying is they had time to grow together.
Well, guess what, Mr. Gray? We will have time. We will have time to go together. Trey wasn't trading. We trading people.
Listen, man.
Kevin Herter gone. We got rid.
They did too.
We got rid of Gallo. We got rid of.
They did, but they did too. Remember
everybody wants John Collins traded.
Think about
Mr. Gray. How we gonna build chemistry and we can't even keep a starting 5 together, my guy?
But
let me ask you this, Mr. Gray. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you think right now?
Go ahead.
I'm a pivot a little bit. Do you think right now, if we got rid of Nate McMillan, I ain't even gonna say that. Do you think getting a new coach? Because I don't know who we could get right now because I haven't been looking. Do you think getting a new coach right now could change the Hawks' future? Because right now we sitting as a playing team. We're a mid-level team. We're a 500 ball club. Do you think just not touching none of the players, just switching Nate McMillan out for a different coach? Don't ask me who. I haven't done no research.
Right now?
Yeah. If they fired Nate McMillan today and just found a coach and made him the coach.
No.
You think we should ride? Do you think we should ride Nate McMillan to the end of the season?
This is what I'm saying. When Nate McMillan took over, right, for the Hawks, you remember? He didn't even put his system in until the next year.
Right.
So even if a coach comes in this year, bro, I can't teach you my system during the season. We're not even going to be running our plays, my plays. We're going to be running Nate McMillan's plays or whoever the offensive coordinator plays is. We still going to be running their plays. You know
what we probably need to do, Mr. Gray? You know what we probably need to do right now?
Go ahead.
We probably need to go back to Lloyd Pierce shit.
But guess what though?
Because like you said, Nate McMillan did say, I don't have time to instill my stuff. We're going to continue stuff. We got to the conference final. Maybe Nate might want to say, you know what, guy, let's go back to the Lloyd Pierce shit that got us to the conference finals. Or at least made us a respectable team. Right now, in my opinion, I don't think we are underachieving right now, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you. I'm not saying it, but listen, I will say this though. Go ahead. Right?
Yeah.
I will say this. They have gone back to some of those things. They're starting to do like the double drags. They're starting to, you know what I'm saying? Like the past couple of games, I could see a change in the offense instead of just a whole lot of one-on-ones and stuff like that. They have been going to some more diverse stuff, right? But this is the other part, man. And I'm gonna finish what you said though, but I want to say this first. When you bring in a guy, this is what people fail to realize. When you have a player, right, that's been playing a certain way his whole career, and then you bring in another player, right, who is dynamic, just as dynamic, maybe not in scoring wise, but he's just as dynamic a player. And you say, hey man, I want you to start doing something totally different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what like the casual fan don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm coming off screens, but I don't know how to come off screens, right?
Okay.
And when I'm coming off screens, I'm coming off pin downs, right? And I catch the ball coming off the screen, and I have to shoot the ball, right? But that's not what I'm comfortable with.
Right.
So if I'm the point guard, right, and I'm bringing the ball up the court, I know where I want to get in order to shoot the ball. I know my spots when I'm coming up the court and I want to shoot the ball. Right. I know, okay, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come off this. I'm gonna come off the high pick and roll, and I know I'm gonna roll and I'm gonna shoot, or I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna get to the paint. I'm gonna do the law, or I'm gonna roll and do whatever I do, right? Or if I want to do my little two-step back shoot, I know to the left I can do that. But when you're coming off a screen, right, and you're not used to coming off a screen, and the defense is even playing you different. So it takes a minute for you to even understand where I'm gonna get my shot off at when I'm coming off this screen. Because I thought the guy was gonna come this way, but I'm used to fading to my left when I shoot. But now I can't even fade to my left because I'm coming off the screen on the right side, and the screen man is on this side when usually I like to come on this side. So now I'm coming off of this side. I'm fading this way, right? I'm fading to my right, shooting the ball, but that's not how I usually shoot the ball. So it's going to throw off my shot.
So why shoot the ball?
The point is because that's what you were supposed to do.
You don't have to.
You know what I'm trying to say? No. I'm with you.
Go ahead.
I'm with you, but I'm saying if you watch how Bogey comes off of screens, right? Or even the new kid, AJ Johnson, AJ Griffin, when he comes off of the screens, he knows because he's used to coming off the screens where I'm going to come off the screen and get my shot at. I know the guy's going to be on my hip on this side, and I'm going to shoot. Right. And if I want to lean into him a little bit or lean forward a little bit, I can still get my shot off. But if I'm not used to a person being right here on my side, if I'm used to him being on this side, instead it throws you off. So your shooting percentage goes down.
So John Collins' bad shooting from three.
I'm not talking about John Collins.
Okay, I'm just saying because when you said players doing stuff they're not used to doing, they're not getting to their spot. You know, that sounds like me, John Collins, because John Collins is not a 3-point shooter like that.
It is.
But they got him shooting. But they got him shooting 4 or 5 threes a night when that's not his game.
Think about
his game. John Collins is a 60% shooter when he's shooting mid range.
Yeah,
right. They got him shooting threes at a way more. He's taking way more threes than he's done in his career, and his shooting 3% is a career low 28%. So
think about
that sound like coaching to me.
It is coaching, but think about
we need to replace the coach, right?
No, man. Think about you remember when Miami Heat got together, right?
You talking about when Bron and them got linked up?
Yep, the big three.
Okay.
Do you remember how many points a game Chris Bosh was scoring before he went to Miami?
Yeah, he was averaging 21-8 up in Toronto.
Exactly. How many points a game was he averaging with the Heat?
About 14, between 14, 16.
But before that, he was averaging less than that.
Well, yeah,
he talked about it.
Because he was a
he
third
talked
option.
about it. Not only that, he talked about it. He said, I wasn't getting my shots in the spots that I was used to.
Right,
I had to learn to shoot more threes. He said, I had to learn to get the ball over here. I wasn't bringing the ball up. I wasn't getting to my spot. He said, I had to relearn where I can get my shots off, and it was hurting my game. I was frustrated. I kind of wanted to leave, but then we would have meetings, and then I say, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. He said, I had to tuck my pride, and we did this.
Right.
That's the same thing that John Collins is doing. He's tucking his pride for the betterment of the team.
Yeah, but
could he go to another team and probably score 20 and 10 again? Huh?
Mr. Gray, the difference is this.
All players do this, man. All players do this.
Bosh was the number 1 option in Toronto. So people already knew what Bosh had in his bag. You feel me? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on John Collins. John
Collins was the number 1 option at first.
I understand what's going on with John. I didn't say that to try to knock on John Collins. I ain't knocking.
No. I know you wasn't. I was just giving you an example.
Okay. I don't want nobody thinking I'm on here knocking John Collins.
Yeah. I was just giving you an example of what Collins is actually going through. It's not, to me, most fans, the casual fan, they don't really understand. I might be an all-star, but on this team, they expect me to do this. And I have to tuck my pride, and they gave me $120 million to tuck my pride. They said, take this money.
Well, that's the problem. That's the thing, man.
Then 2 P's right here.
See, the casual fan, they see 2 things.
Go ahead.
They'll look and see John Collins scored 9 points. Then they'll look and see that John Collins make $23 to $25 million a year, right?
Yeah.
So they see the money, and they say the money doesn't add up to the production that we're getting from Collins. And I mean, I can understand their point of view. You know, to me, I think it's coaching because John Collins, you know, his usage goes down every year. Just he get less touches, less shots every year. Some of that is on him, though.
It is.
Like he need to work on ball handling skills. So
he does.
That way he don't need to be 100% reliable on somebody throwing him the ball. Maybe he could bring.
He does.
So some of that falls on him, man. But you know, hey,
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So I think they should do John Collins a favor.
Like what?
And just get him out of there and send him to somewhere that he can feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think they should bring in somebody else that'll fit our system better than John Collins does.
Mr. Gray, this is gonna be the problem though. What you gonna get in return? I mean, the Hawks with all the leaks, whoever's leaking all that stuff about Collins trade. I mean, it's been what 3 years? Every last 3 years he come out in trade rumors. That does nothing but diminishes his trade value. So
I don't think
that's why I said the thing with the Hawks is this.
I don't think it does.
It does. But that's why you see the Hawks. That's why what they want for John, they're not gonna get it. They probably won't. I bet you right now you could probably go to and give the Hawks of lottery protect the first round pick, and they'll jump on that shit right now because they know that's probably gonna be the best offer they could get for him due to him being used improperly and his numbers being so bad this year, and the fact that when he come up in trade rumors, now obviously I'm just speaking from the outside looking in. When he come up on trade rumors, they're telling them that's a signal that the organization doesn't even want the player. So
yeah, but that doesn't diminish. Listen, that doesn't diminish, right? What people know that you can do. So because like I was saying before,
Mr. Gray, that's the trick. That's the trick. Like you could look, say you was the GM for another team, right? You could look at John Collins' ability and be like, man, this dude got ability, blah, 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 blah. He got talent. He could do this. He could do that, right? But the way the team using him is incorrectly, so that doesn't work. But guess what? When you go trade for him, you're not going to offer them the value. You're going to lowball. Because
Agree.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Agree.
teams are lowballing because of that reason. That's why John's still here. Remember, they had a report come out that say ownership told Collins' representative they could go out and find their own trade.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I bet you they did, but it's probably for a return that the Hawks didn't want. They didn't want to make the deal. I'm sure they found somebody, and one of the teams wanted the Hawks to pay half the money on John Collins' contract because they didn't want to pay the $23 million that he getting. But hey, man, I'm finna get up out of here, Mr. Gray.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for coming on. Hey, you need to come up there more often, man. I was like, damn, Mr. Gray popping up in here. What you coming here like what's the button shit? So,
hey, okay, I just want you to think about this though, and then you can jump off. I think they should call up Orlando. Right? Mm-hmm. I would either try to trade him for Wendell Carter Jr. or Jonathan Isaac.
I'll tell you
Wendell Carter Jr. or Jonathan. Just meditate on that for me.
I don't know about Wendell Carter because I mean, bro, we're gonna be his third team. So
you got to think about what the Hawks need though. We need a post.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if you trade John, you need to make sure you get a forward back who can dribble.
That's why, but I'm saying they can dribble for a power forward. You get what I'm saying? But we don't have a guy that you can throw the ball in the post with that can take advantage of mismatches every time.
Need to get rid of Capella too because he can't do none of that shit. And he right under the basket and still.
But he's just there. But he's there for defensive purposes and rebound. That's his only job, man. That's his only job. That's his only job.
Get him out of here, Mr. Gray. I'm done with Clint Capella, man. Get him out.
What you think about Jonathan Isaac?
Bro, didn't he just come back off injury?
He's straight though.
I ain't saying he can't ball. I'm saying he just got back. He ain't been back 30 days.
Exactly.
So I don't think they're gonna move off. But you know what?
He's straight, bro.
I mean, with the guys they got now, bro, shit, he might be expendable because
that's what I'm saying.
They got now, bro. If you ain't 6'9", you can't even be on their team.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody on the team 6'9" that's at the damn point guard.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's the reason. Real quick before I hop off, since you're talking Magic, what about Bamba? What you think of Mo Bamba?
I think Mo Bamba is
because he done got better, dog. This dude got a 3 now.
He has, but I like Mo Bamba, but I like Isaac better because I think Isaac can guard all.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Isaac since he just got back. I'm gonna see what they do with him, man. But salute you for coming on, my guy. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This was a long show today, guys. Shout out to everybody who was on the panel. Ticket, Matt, Analyst, Jordan, Mike. Who else was up here today? Everybody in the chat who kept it popping. Douglas, F. Douglas talking that yin yang. Shout out my homegirl Linda from New Pat City. You know how we get down. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, guys. And I'm gonna catch y'all. We Talk Hawks TV, #1 YouTube fan channel for the fans, by the fans. Y'all know how we do. If you got something to say, all you gotta do, follow the link. Oh, you didn't get no notification, Chris? Damn, my bad, bro. I thought I sent one out, but appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out if you didn't. And we up out of here, man. It's your boy, and we are out. Peace.